Hello, hello. Welcome back to Overarms, session 8, I think, or 9. I'm not sure. Back from the bits. Click. What's that? Open that. Click chat. Here I am. I'm here. Am I here? I am here. Most excellent. 10 download, 0.5 upload. Feels bad. I agree. That sounds absolutely horrendous. Alright, is everybody ready?
Never ready.
The never ready bunny? Alright, wipe your say something real quick. Make sure your mic's working.
Sha-la-la.
Okay, you sounded fine before, but it was weird. Alright.
Weird.
What is the last thing you remember, Luca?
Being indecisive.
Okay, that's nice and generic. What's the last thing you actually remember?
Pretty sure I heard you guys talking about going into a door.
So you didn't go into the door?
No.
Okay, I won't go into explicit detail, but we shall begin from there. Basically what happened is you guys really, really wanted to go to the Mirage, so you just thought about it, and a door opened up. I guess you would understand this quite well. You know those little plastic containers that keep all the meats and such in Subway?
Yeah.
One of those opened up and you all got sucked into it.
Okay.
It's nice and quick and easy. And on the other side, you guys basically fell into a black void for an indeterminate amount of time. Fell. You ceased the feeling of falling and just floated in the void. And then this giant figure seated in a chair appeared in front of you.
It's very cool looking.
He is quite cool looking. Should be able to see that. Okay, cool. Yes. So that is indeed, I described him before. Basically, that circle behind his head formed first, and then the sun beams essentially jutted outward, and then lit only the local area until he was seen, Cher was seen, and then he came in.
What's wrong with his arm?
Don't ask me. Sensitive subject.
There's nothing wrong with his arm. Why are you judging him?
I am.
What's wrong with your arm, huh?
My arm's fine. It
I don't
doesn't look
know.
anything like that.
You seem to be missing a left arm.
What?
I don't see the art. It ain't there.
I actually have both arms. You can't see the hand.
Mhm.
Tony doesn't have any arms.
I don't believe you exactly. There doesn't need arms. You're so insensitive to your brother.
Ugh.
You know he's had this issue since birth.
He manages just fine.
They're ketchup arms.
Basically.
That's all you really need is just a bunch of ketchup.
In life in general?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. If you have just copious amounts of ketchup, nothing can get you down.
Exactly.
And if it does, just get more ketchup. And theoretically, this should solve your issue. But yes, all the same, that's essentially where we stop. We were in front of this large figure. I believe you guys asked it a question, but we had to pause there, so we can either pretend those questions weren't asked, or we can ask it new questions now that our brains are fresh and not tired. So y'all landed this massive figure before you. I did describe it, Luca, as he's either very, very large and far away, or he's close up and still quite large, but it's very difficult to determine distance in this realm. Your eyes can't focus.
Okay.
He is both very far and very close to the same. He sits in front of you looking at the four of you, saying nothing.
Oh no, he's Titanic.
Is he giving me creepy vibes?
I can't tell you how Luca feels. I can just describe the area, then you can tell me. You are floating in a lightless void, the only light being this figure in front of you. And he has not said a single word yet, he's only walking.
Hi. What's your name?
Your voice seemingly disappears into the void. Still heard, though. He turns his head to you and just gives a nod. And as he does, you feel something. You feel your eyes lock on, latch to his. And for a moment, you see everything. You see your past. You see a young Luca. You see a baby Luca. You see your future. An older Luca. And they're all different. Some are smarter. Some are more successful. Some are no more. It's a quick flash as he pulls his eyes away from you. A somewhat jarring experience. He doesn't lock eyes with anyone else, but he continues to look. Some of them did their homework, exactly.
Yes.
Mario was very proud of them in some of these worlds.
What? Mario's always proud.
Extra proud. He didn't ask you, you just did it.
Alright, fine.
And you were a star baseball player. Luca maybe doesn't like this specific Luca.
She's better than I am, yes.
He's-
Oh my
eh.
god, she wears glasses.
Or she's an overachiever. And she's trying too hard.
Definitely, because I'm an overachiever at baseball already.
Exactly. I don't even know how to book. Tony and Mario, how do you respond?
I mean, do we also see our futures and our presents, or?
Not just yet, no. He hasn't looked in the eyes. He, pretty much only addressed Luca, he said.
Did he say anything?
He did. She did.
So, do I know what his name is?
No.
We do a little weirded out shiver. That was weird.
What happened?
He just showed me my past and future, and I don't know if they were all exactly me. Does that make any sense?
Please tell
It's a
me
little
that was
weird.
in none of them.
It was too quick, Luca. These are all flashes. Blink images.
If Dad was in it, I only noticed me.
Sounds like a good thing then.
Yeah, but it was weird and creepy. I don't need to know what I look like as a baby.
Back when you were still cute.
I'm still cute, thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
A high
will
five,
say-
Tony.
Baby Luca was wearing a little baseball hat. Maybe you don't admit it, but it was really damn cool.
I mean, back when Luca was still a baby, that wasn't as bad.
Oh, well, that's different.
Very different. He wasn't always a bitch.
Are you sure about that?
Well, what
Yes.
happened then?
Well, he opened his store and then, well, things didn't go as planned for him basically, and he became grumbly and old and started hating everything.
Age.
What you don't know is that Tony actually has a picture of the grand opening of the pizzeria basically in his wallet.
Are you all smiling in the
Really
picture?
old and clumpled. Yeah, basically everyone was smiling, and
Emotions.
Mario didn't hate his brother back then.
Please, Stevens. That's so I said. Okay.
It's fine. He's gonna get a redemption.
Maybe.
That's up to the
Maybe.
DM. That's up to the DM actually.
I mean, we haven't dealt with him much, so I don't know. Maybe.
The idea is that when Tony moves out, he's going to leave that picture and a recent picture for him to take a good hard look at, and maybe
Oh my.
think things over for a bit.
That's conniving.
I
hope
like
it
it.
works.
Victor seems just as confused as what you said, Luca. This figure seemingly saying nothing, but while not meeting any of you directly in the eye, he's looking over you. Not really stopping, just kind of bouncing. You're not sure if he's analyzing you or something else.
Well, we came here to what actually? Get information about the Meatman.
Essentially, I believe, yes.
I asked the group.
I believe one of the last things you guys said when you got here is, I didn't think that would work. So I don't know what to ask him.
True.
I think everyone said that.
Yeah.
Right, so you're a core anima.
The figure nods
I
in front
ask
of you,
into the void.
and when he nods, he looks quickly again to you, and then he does meet you in the eyes, Tony, and Mario, and Victor, and you again. You find
Me
it
again.
almost impossible to pull away. He's somehow looking at all four of you directly into your eyes, all at once. And in this moment, you see more detail. You see yourself happy, miserable, Tony. You're with your sister. You're not with your sister. Also happy, also miserable. You see good times with your father, poor times with your father, timelines and instances that you don't recall happening as you're older in these images. Yet your father's still around. And then suddenly you're much, much older. Luca and Tony are at your father's funeral. You're now at Mario's funeral. And then Luca's. Tony, you're alone. And then nothing. And Mario, you see the same. Your business does amazingly well. In another, it's floundering. You can't seem to place it, but no matter what you do, you can't succeed. But you don't want to give up. It's not in your nature. You keep trying, but you never succeed. And eventually, all goes to dust. And you return to the now. There's no smile or anything on his face. It's just... And you get the feeling that you've seen multiple lifetimes, multiple timelines. Past, present, future, potential.
Did I see the same thing again?
You saw more. You did see your father this time. You saw the same as Tony. Maybe a time where you could have been free. Something different would have occurred.
I'm gonna shake my head. Shaking it off, basically. I did not need to see that.
I didn't need to see it twice. Why are you showing us these things?
I hate that.
Victor seems to be breathing heavily as well as he shakes his head to regain his senses, looking up to this massive figure. And without him needing to say anything, you get the feeling that that was his introduction. That is who he is. An arbiter of the now, the later, the past, life and death. Before you, you see the apple.
What?
All right.
He doesn't say this, but
can
you get the
work
feeling
with
as
that,
that's
I
how you
guess.
would refer to it.
Oh, that's his name. Okay.
Yes.
So then, what was the other guys called? So, how many did you say there were, Victor? 3?
Victor nods to you, yes.
So the after, and I guess the other one would be the before.
Victor sort of shrugs. Says, the possibility, yes. Maybe
I'll
creation?
take a side glance at the after. If he agrees with that statement.
You see his head sort of waffle around for a moment, and he actually does open his mouth this time. And it's a cacophony of voices. Male, female, other, old, young, everything. But there's a true voice between all of it. They all, rather than being pure chaos, they do culminate into something you can understand. And the figure says, you can see it as that. Yes.
All right. The after, the before, and I guess the present then.
He doesn't answer, but he smiles at that.
Take that as a yes.
So, which one was it that the meat man got his hands on?
The before. Creation. The elements.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
Nods at that. And before of you. Who are you?
The name's Tony, and I'm just, I don't know, a traveler, I guess.
I'm Luca, future famous baseball player.
I am Mario, owner of the best sandwich shop in the world.
Not
I
that.
feel like you probably already know all of us.
I thinks for a moment. The current is different from the other yous I've seen.
Makes sense.
What is your purpose? Why are you here?
To stop the meat man.
Pretty much.
I mean, you don't want to die, right?
I
Since you
am-
have been, I don't know, calling for help, I guess.
I am beyond life and death. I am. All of us just are.
So
But
the before still exists.
yeah, the other one called for help.
Indeed. Something has been misjudged. A balance outweighed. A disturbance. Ripple in the timeline.
Can we fix it?
Theoretically, yeah. Anything can be fixed.
All right. How?
Usually going to its source. This meat man. Removing him from the equation. Things should go back. No.
I mean, I'm good at hitting things. That's about all I'm good at.
Your powers lie beyond what you can comprehend. And you can tell this to the fort. Not just
I mean, that's probably a good thing because I'm starting to look very confused.
I cannot assist. I cannot be positives. Interfere. What will happen, will happen. If the four of you wish to get in the way, so be it. Things will play out the way they are meant.
Well, what happens if Meat Man wins?
That entirely depends on which meat man it is. Just as you,
What's he talking
Luca,
about, Mario?
there are other Lucas. There are other Marios, and Tonys, and Victors. Each living a different life, in a different time. Dead, alive, miserable, happy.
So you're telling us there is a meat man that can change?
Potentially, this might be the one, and then again, it might not be. It is
Oh
entirely
boy.
dependent on how the four of you react to the situation around you.
I mean, it's better than killing him, I guess.
He sort of nods and says, I will leave that decision up to you. Nothing is written in stone. Everything can change.
I don't know how we're going to get him to stop, though.
Me?
He doesn't answer, but he's once again looking over. Looking at your animus. Feels like he's looking beyond you as well.
Can you show us his futures?
I cannot.
Damn.
I can show you your own future and past and possibility. And I cannot see all possible. After all, you can change. You can make different decisions to alter the outcome of your future, thus creating a new one.
All this alternate future, different people stuff hurts my brain.
Mine too.
Victor laughs at that, but he's trying to like not.
This is why movies with timelines never work out.
I can simplify it if you wish. Decide what you will do. Go back to your world. You may kill him, not kill him, discuss philosophy. Whatever you do, that will be your. It is in your hands.
I say we kill him.
That was a quick decision for murder.
He does not respond.
He threatened my friends.
That's fair.
It's fair, but still we live in a society.
Ugh. You're the big brother, big brother.
I mean, I'm not against it if it's the last option. I just rather not turn into a murderer, you know?
Oh, that's a good point.
Y'all
I
done
can't
a
go-
really good
I
job.
can't go pro with a record, can I? God damn it. That is a good point.
Said no one in particular.
A corpse is trash, right?
Yeah.
It has no use.
Luigi makes his patented noise.
Wah.
Luigi also disagrees. He can definitely put use to trash.
It's so
Anyway, let's not assume we're going to go down that road.
Holding out his weird arm, as you put it, Tony. He spreads his abnormally long fingers out towards all of you, and his limbs seems to extend past and beyond you. You both feel and see a presence of shadow elongate over each of your bodies. His fingers and arms spreading out an unfathomable distance. You look up and it seems to cover the whole sky, his palm. And he looks at each of you and says, "If that is all, I shall return you to your realm."
Before we go, what about these guys? And I'll point to the catcher up. Is there a way to make them go away? Seal his power, so to speak?
He thinks for a moment and says, "All possibilities lie ahead of you. Tony. Anything is possible with the right means."
Well, shit.
After he says that, tendrils erupt forth from his flesh, his suit glowing brightly, and light and shadow fuse as it wraps around the four of you. He is gone. You're falling, spinning again. Tumbling
Close my
through,
skirt to make sure it doesn't fly up.
after tumbling through darkness for an indeterminate amount of time, you suddenly all
Tony is
arrive.
spinning up and down in like the thinker pose.
You all arrive back at Mario's monster.
So, what do we do?
I don't know, that didn't really answer too much.
Well, I guess it means that there is a way, potentially. Somehow. Maybe?
If you say so.
You can see Victor thinking but not adding anything to the conversation.
Do you know any way, catcher?
He kind of turns to you, flapping his wings. Oh, anyway to what?
I don't know. What would make you disappear from me?
I guess if you denied me, like deep in your heart and soul, Tony, I would probably go away. If something major in you changed, I wouldn't be a representation of what you want out of life, out of This
So if I ever lose true hope in that, okay, that's good to know.
A clutch kick.
Kit nuzzles against you and yips.
Don't ever leave me, Kit. I need you.
Wiggle, wiggle. And then after that, Victor does speak up and says, yes. I guess you could say that really didn't answer too many questions, besides the fact that I guess he's aware that they are being attacked. I'm not sure if that helped us, maybe?
I'm
He
not
did
sure
say
he
that
cares either.
it will
Doesn't seem too
balance
worried.
itself out, I think.
Yes.
Whatever
Hmm.
that may mean.
I do feel, as he kind of grips one of his hands and breathes in and looks to the rest of you. You guys look around, you actually notice that your anima are glowing. And as he turns, he summons his anima bell that is also glowing. And after about 2 or 3 seconds, the glow eventually fades. I do think he left us with something, though. I feel awake, stronger, more, I don't know, more alive, more here.
Poke the Ketchup's belly.
He kind of does the Pillsbury, the way like, like giggle.
They do seem tougher, I guess.
Kit yips again, and it's a very powerful and cute yip. And with that, you do indeed notice your anima are stronger. Everyone can level up a single time. It'll be level
Ooh.
9 now. Level 9, you
Oh
can
my
increase a
God.
character stat. We'll start with Luca. What would you like to upgrade?
Let's see.
Charisma, Dex, Int, or Strength. Strength is maxed.
What does Dex get me again?
So for reference, you're getting one.
Initiative, I think.
Yeah, you're getting 1 character stat right now. At level 10, you get 1 more anima stat and character stat. So you guys will get 2 more character stat upgrades, and that's it.
Including this one?
Yes, this one, and then level 10, and that's it. No more upgrades.
So what does Dex do?
What?
Increases your speed.
So Dex is for you. Dex is just your initiative.
So do you think I'm smarter after this trip?
Are you smarter? Oh wow, you're gonna go to 10.
I'm thinking about it.
Damn, that's
Something out.
that's making Luca
Smart
real
as me,
smart.
then.
Yeah, but to say it's like one more of those, and you're smart as everybody else.
I mean, we have been pushing her to be smart, you know.
She has the potential to be smart. She can still
Yeah.
roll too.
She also realized, probably playing against Kim, who is not all that physically inclined, but very smart. That also helps.
I'm gonna do Dex.
Which you can do
Calculate
Dex.
the trajectory of the ball in midair.
So make sure you fix
Educate if I'm any smarter.
Kit as well. It should be 1d10 plus 1d10 now. I think. Actually, wait. Your speed is 1d12. So it should be 1d10 plus 1d12.
Oh,
Kit speed as
I
well.
probably didn't upgrade it last time.
Probably. Hey, well, that's pretty spicy. Mario, what would you like to upgrade?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Are you maxing that bad boy out?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I believe that should max out both your accuracy and your damage. Yeah, d12 now. And Tony.
Probably HP, I guess.
That should be 24 then. Think you guys roll 24? Yes,
Should be.
okay. You
I
guys will have
hope
max HP now. Da-da-da-da. Alright, excellent. And Victor just looks, his skin just looks nicer.
He's putting it all on charisma.
Victor,
Exactly.
you're looking real good today.
He smiles and his teeth sparkle.
Oh my. No wonder my best friend swooned.
Like 1,000,000 diamonds.
Only 1 million?
Only 1,000,000. He's not max level
It's a
yet.
good thing we aren't fighting a tooth-fairy anima.
A what?
Not yet.
A tooth-fairy anima.
Oh, yes. Well, he might be resistant to tooth plucking. It's hard to tell.
Well, they are immaculate, of course, so yes.
Yes. I mean, so they're gonna want his teeth, but he knows they want his teeth. So he has preconfidence. He's got Invisalign. They'll look at that instead. Alrighty, I forgot. Was it late when you guys did this? I believe it was after door close, right?
Should
Okay.
be.
So it is indeed still nighttime. We'll say it's around 11ish. What do the three of you wish to do?
Um,
I don't know.
my brain hurts, so sleep.
Right. So we have three options. We either find a way to seal his thingy, we change his mind somehow, or we just, kill him. Or at least that seems as the more possible options.
Well, the
I
easiest one is probably
mean,
just to kill him, but
Yeah.
I guess we
It
could
would
try to
weigh
change his
definitely.
mind and then kill him.
okay.
What?
Is that a then with an E or with an A?
I heard then.
Yeah,
with
that's
an
what I heard.
with an E. I mean, kill him as a last resort if changing the mind doesn't
Oh,
work.
okay. I
I
thought you
mean,
meant change his
with,
mind and
with an
then just
E
go,
would
ah.
be changing his mind
Ah,
and
die
then killing
anyways.
him.
Yeah, the way I heard that was change his mind and then murder him.
Yeah, I got
Stab him in
it.
the back.
Somewhat worrying.
I mean, we still don't know what the hell he wants.
We should kill him and then kill him. What? Yeah, go talk to that
And
death guy, have him resurrect him, and then just like kill him again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's how it
and do
works,
that for
right?
all eternity.
And then yeah, exactly, kill him forever.
We can kill him, turn him into a living sandwich, and then kill him again by eating him.
Ah,
Ooh.
Now that's torture.
very powerful.
It's
Your
a good
bruiser
thing we are
very
discussing
excited.
this out of character.
Yes. Otherwise, your boy would be very worried. Say, Luca definitely didn't say that.
Definitely not.
I mean, we could employ some help, I guess, as well.
That is indeed a possibility. And on that note,
I'm sure
everyone
Timothy
go
would
ahead and
enjoy that.
add. What do you got? Go ahead and add. So Tony and Luca add 40 gold. Mario add 70. What you got? Before you guys
The
depart to go
money
back.
that we don't use.
Oh, fuck, I
Uh,
just deleted my gold.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think I had 105, it's fine.
How much?
You would have 105.
I'm adding 40.
I had 105, so it would be 145, I think.
Ah, okay. That update. Well, there we go. Okay, cool.
Adding 40.
Add 40, correct. Then Mario adds 70. And on that note, before you guys depart, Victor says, before you leave, I do have one thing to tell you. I ran into an interesting individual while in the Mirage. I brought them up before, but I didn't really think it was enough time to speak with them. They are somewhat strange, but they could help us. They have various curios they have found around the Mirage for a
Oh,
price.
right, the vendor.
Correct, yes.
I guess we could. try to
It took
find
some
him.
convincing, but if I can find him again, I could introduce him to the three of you, and you could spend that hard-earned gold.
Yes, I mean, we just asked for a portal to the core anima, and it was okay with that. We could try it with the vendor.
Possibly, yes. He is, like I said, somewhat strange, difficult to find, but we might be able to, yes. But now, though, we should definitely hit the hay. I am tired as well, Luca. I agree. Ready. And with that, the three of you head home or to Mario's.
Probably tomorrow.
When was the last time we were home, though?
Probably
Never.
before.
Technically, weeks and months are passing between certain sessions, except for this one. This is immediately picks back up. So I would say,
I
for the most
assume
part, you
the
guys
last
are home.
was like before we went to the 3-day movie marathon thing.
Yeah, I would mostly assume you guys are home, but when you're partying at Mario's.
When we aren't.
Yeah, basically.
That's fair.
All right, y'all head home. You get a good rest. And the next day is upon us. What are our plans?
Guess we try to find merchant guy.
Okay. All right. Early on, we'll say you call up Victor, and he says to meet you guys in front of the shop before it opens. So relatively early. Would Luca and Tony be up by then?
What time
If you
is?
were asked, sure. Actually, is it a weekend right now, or is it a school week?
I recall saying the date, but for ease of access, we can say it's the weekend.
I mean, if it's before school, I don't care, but yeah.
Also, yeah, before school would be relatively early, but Luca is infamous for waking up exactly when she needs to and no earlier.
I can drag her out of bed. it's fine.
Except on game days.
Of course, then you're up way too damn early.
Yeah.
Or way too damn late, depending on how you look at it.
Potentially.
No,
Just never sleep.
too early. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So excited she can't sleep.
Exactly.
Precisely. Alright, we'll say you guys meet in front of the shop, and then Victor kind of heads you guys to the back, just sort of meeting up at the front. And in this alleyway, and if we found our little food thieves, you guys recall that there was indeed a door that was on the floor, next to one of the large wheeled garbage pails, bins, whichever word is more accurate, the really large ones.
Did that not disappear?
There was a door there.
Yes. Alright.
Garbage is still there. But you notice Victor actually walks up to the door that the three of you found. It's not there. But he sort of says, I contacted him and he said to meet him around these parts. He sort
Alright.
of looks around a bit, and I don't see where there'd be an entry, though. Mario, are you familiar with anything odd or strange back here?
This was the area where we found the first door to the Mirage.
Oh, really? How did you
Yeah.
access it? Did you wait? Did it open for you, or...?
I believe it was on the floor over under this garbage.
And as you very confidently say that, the door begins to form itself, and he kind of takes a step back and just gives a look of, all right, excellent. And a massive orange-red door forms, beams of light shooting between the cracks as it slowly opens. Before you can consider jumping in, something jumps out. A rather lanky, hooded figure leaps out of the hole in the ground. He lands next to Victor without a sound, wind whipping at his obviously much, much, much too large outfit. And after he lands, it still seems to be waving in the wind that definitely does not exist. You pause for a moment, and you do not feel a breeze back here, but there seems to be a breeze constantly surrounding this creature, this thing, as it looks about to each of you, and every time it does, it sort of whips its entire body, its shoulders included, and its much too long sleeves kind of poof, like left and right. Its movement's incredibly exaggerated as it looks at each and goes,
Oh my god.
But
He's
It's a cloak of
majestic.
billowing.
he slinks up towards Tony, getting much close to your face, mere inches from it. Greetings. What did you say?
You own a cloak of billowing.
I am a cloak of billowing. Thank you for noticing.
That's
And now it's
so
Visicrucitrix again.
cool.
He turns to Luca. Yes, I am quite cool. Thank you for noticing. Coolness is my number one factor.
A little less cool.
Wow. Incredibly rude. He flies
Cool
over.
people don't brag about being cool.
Some of them do.
I mean, don't you always brag about you being cool?
Actually, yeah, you kind of do.
He is floating towards Mario, but pointing at Luca like, they got you!
I do not.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Hovering over to Mario, he's maybe 3-4 feet tall. He stops in front of you as well, Mario. Am I cool?
I don't know.
Mm.
Are you cool?
Oh, I like to think
mean-
so.
He isn't trash at least, otherwise Luigi would have eaten him by now.
Luigi tried to eat him.
He opens his arms as if accepting Luigi. Consume me, small one. Luigi walks in and just goes, meh, and then looks to Mario and looks back to him and goes, meh, and then just kind of
Alright,
chills.
I guess you're pretty cool.
Aha! Most wonderful. Victor, my friend, what can I do for the 3 of you? 4 of you? 3 of you? Who am I not counting? I don't know. Hi.
Hello.
Why was I summoned? What can I do for you?
We were told you sell things.
Oh, I do. I do sell things.
Show us
I
your
also-
wares.
Oh, he starts to slowly like lift up his dress skirt gown type thing.
I cover my eyes and hide behind Tony.
Ah, the lady's a bit shy, isn't she? You don't want to see my wares?
I peek out from behind.
They are quite potent, I will say. And you see basically a stick drawing of a body,
That's quite a mighty rod you have there.
and he nods. And when I say stick body, I mean like a vector stick body. Just under this. 2 legs and a little body going up under this billowing cowl. And on the body, you
Nice.
can see various sacks and things just like wrapped to his legs and his body and his arms, and they're all kind of just hanging there. I do indeed have goods aplenty from the Mirage here, there, and elsewhere. Art thou purchasing or selling?
I don't think we have anything to sell at the moment.
Probably not.
Yeah, I have gold to give.
Ooh, you have the shinies. The wonderful, wonderful, delectable shinies. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do you also happen to sell information?
I can sell information, yes. Primarily, I sell items. Curios, if you will. But yes, I do also have information. Mr. Tony, what precisely can I do for you? He puts down his gown.
Well, I'm sure if there's any information about this, it would be quite expensive. But do you know if there's a way to seal anima?
I do not. To my knowledge, it is not possible. It would have to be potentially willing. I'm not bound to one of you flesh sacks. I do my own thing. I'm my own man, if you will. But, yes, it should technically be possible. Even if you were to, he motions to the cherub, completely deny him, he wouldn't entirely go away. He might reform. He might transform in some way. Would his memory still be intact? Not entirely sure. I don't really congregate with your type too much. But it should theoretically be possible.
No, well. Was worth a
Difficult, but
try.
possible, yes. And that's free information because everyone knows that, don't they?
No one's ever
He-
called me a flesh sack.
He turns to Victor and Victor goes, "Oh, yes, of course, we all knew that." And he goes, "Ah, yes."
He isn't wrong technically, I guess, but
Actually, most of you are flesh sacks. I don't think Luigi is, though. He seems more like a void.
trash sack.
Luigi is Luigi.
Yes, Luigi is Luigi. This is true. He's a very nice-looking chap. I must say, you've done quite well with him, Mario. I like him very much.
He's a good boy.
He's the best boy. Now, what
You
can
can
I
do a little
do?
dance.
Oh my god, I love it. I would like to dance with him, please. All right, I'm all danced out.
That was fast.
His little stick legs can't dance all that much.
Precisely. There's not much muscle on this big pile of man, if you get my drift. Also, I'm tired carrying all these very, very heavy curios and goods that I'm so willing to sell to you.
Yes.
Do you have anything baseball related?
Baseball related. Potentially, but most likely not. More just strange things that I've brought over from the other side. If you'd like to know what I have, you may turn to page 52 of your player's manual.
Oh,
All right.
Where is it?
Check your back pocket, Luca.
I'll check my back pocket.
You find a 105-page document, and on page 52, you see many items listed.
Oh my god, how'd that get there?
Magic. Or Kit put it there, not sure.
I'll jam my hand into the ketchup belly and put it out.
It's a little sway, but all the same, it's still there.
I'll turn to page 52.
Luigi pulls up one of his like
Oh,
green
God.
flaps that are coming down from his head, and the book just like
Is it?
slides down his body slowly.
Ew.
it's not very nice. Luigi's a good boy.
But he's a trash monster.
He's a trash monster, but if he keeps it in his mouth, it would just go away. We can't have that.
Remember, those who insult Luigi are trash.
Touche. You would never call me trash. What are you talking about?
He doesn't have to call you trash.
But Luigi might.
Besides, it wasn't an insult. It was an affectionate, mean comment.
Okay. A ribbing, if you will.
That word, yeah.
All right.
Sounds like an insult with extra steps.
Maybe.
As Mario eats the shit sandwich. Your animus is so cute. He's made of trash and he's garbage, but he's adorable. Thanks.
Where did I put that link?
What's on page 52?
A lot. There are HP related items, AP related items, boosts, which we can use, but they're kind of annoying and expensive, so don't worry about those. And you guys have all the weapons you could possibly use.
Did you have a link to that thing?
It should be in the.
So you once shared it, but I can't.
Yeah,
find it
it's
anywhere.
the Google Doc. If you don't have it, give me a moment.
Yeah, we don't have
I
it.
could have sworn you sent it to me in my DMs, but I can't find it anymore.
Probably. Let me find it again.
I have the one for Monster of the Week, but not the other
What
one.
is friend?
I think I got rid of it on accident.
Oh, good.
Oh no, I found the Monster of the Week one. Yeah, I don't know where the other one is.
That's the City of the Mist one.
I went through all my bookmarks and I deleted a whole bunch, and I might have deleted some of those.
Nothing wrong with that.
Ah, there it is.
All
I
right.
really should do that.
Yeah, I do that. It doesn't
I had
take
way
much
too
time.
many.
I will put the document in D&D chat. Once you all have it open, let me know.
Which page was it? 56.
52. 364.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Whatever.
I opened it and it's closed itself.
Nice.
As you guys are thinking and flipping through your manuals, music is emanating from this being as he's kind of waving left and right. Yeah. Chill. Full vibe mode.
Silence 6 condition?
We're not really doing conditions because they're kind of annoying in this game. They basically make you lower your dice by one value. So rather than rolling 1d12, 1d12, I'd have you roll 1d10, 1d12. That means you'd have to like manually type it into attack, and that's a little too tedious. It's something we're avoiding. Instead, I just debuff you guys with lose 1d6 the roll, which is probably worse, but it's easier to mess with.
Ah shit, that fruit we ate was worth a lot of money.
Did we eat that? I still have it in my inventory.
You
I
didn't eat
still
all.
have one too.
Yeah,
I think we
you
used
still
it
have
for,
something.
I have one of the roots and the jelly.
Did I use mine for like testing? Of
You use
fruits,
yours
I
for
guess?
cooking, and then you also use one.
Yeah.
Strange jelly. I like how you just have gun.
Very important that I have gun.
Very important just to have.
My bread gun.
Yes.
Instead of pistol, you should use knife or rifle.
Red rifle.
Well, that's a lower accuracy roll. It's only Dex +1.
That actually doesn't make any sense. How is a pistol more accurate than a rifle?
I didn't balance this book. I got no idea.
Because I'm bad with it.
Should be
that's why.
+3. Yeah, you're not proficient in rifling.
I don't get the extra +1.
I mean, let's be honest. How bad are you gonna miss?
I mean, if you're close, I'd say yeah, +1. But if you're far away, it should be Dex +3, +4, and then the damage then +6.
And why isn't there a sniper
Rifle meta.
Just gives me like a +3, +15 or something.
I don't know. I will say the weapons, I'm more wishy-washy with those. If you guys want to buy a weapon or have your Uncle Mario buy you a pistol, that's fine. Or just make one out of ketchup or what you
Make
call
a
it.
bread
My
pistol.
bat technically a weapon?
Is what?
Isn't my bat technically a weapon?
Yes, your bat is a weapon. But it's a very easy to get weapon. It's a melee weapon, which is Dex +1, Strength +5. Weirdly enough, your melee weapon is as accurate as a rifle. So yes, if you guys technically want a rifle, I guess meta-wise, you may make it with ketchup or bread, and then you can have it for X number of rolls, Basically, depending on how well you roll, I'll give you that many bullets.
I will point at something and show it to Luca. Page 54, the golden brooch.
Oh. Yeah, but our friends already have powers.
You don't know that yet.
What do you mean we don't know that yet?
Not all of them have developed yet, right?
No, all 3 of them have.
Yeah, they all did.
Alright.
Well, all 3 of her friends, yeah.
Was the last one, yeah.
That,
For
that
in
is
the future,
very
if you
useful,
get more
though.
friends.
I don't have
Unlimited
that much
use,
gold,
probably.
though.
I mean, we can get gold
We
in
do
the Mirage.
combined.
And also, you can sell those roots that we have for a lot of gold, apparently.
I'll put those like a gift.
What exactly do gifts do?
It's a mechanic we're not using. Technically, when you talk to the Animus, the ownerless ones that walk around, the game functions very much like Persona and the Shin Megami Tensei series, where you talk to an imp or something and you give it a potion, it goes, oh sweet, yeah, I'll join you. Basically that. So you guys can technically talk to all these monsters, but it's just a mechanic we're not. Yeah, if you guys want, you can technically stop in combat and talk to creatures, and then if they don't try to rip your face off, you can offer them an item, and if it fails, they just go, okay, thanks for the item, idiot, and walk away.
Nice.
Yeah. It's cute, but you can end up spending like 50 gold to whiff, and it's like, god damn it. So that and y'all are hitting so hard, I don't blame you for just one-shotting like 5 dudes.
Unga bunga.
Yeah, you guys are unga-bunging pretty hard.
Oh, I thought I was
Some
rich,
pretty
but apparently I'm
useful
not.
stuff. I mean, some useful stuff that is relatively cheap. Like the single user X.
As you guys are looking at his wares, he's like swaying to this music, and all his bags are kind of swaying with him. He's just vibing. The music is echoing through his metal helmet. Sounds like it's coming out of a really, really low quality Bluetooth speaker.
Nice.
Victor doesn't have too much gold on him, so he deposits. You watch him sort of pick out 2 items, and 2 like stick arms come down from under the cowl, grab and untie 2 of these like little bags, and he like slowly, daintily hands them towards Victor, and then Victor deposits the gold coins into the slot in his face.
Oh.
And he just nods to Mario like, just pay it up. Have the 3 of you decided yet?
I want a glowing gem, a tracer bead, and a blood jewel.
He sells a carbuncle?
That's a lot of carbuncle, technically.
Oh my god, he does.
I assume you have the gold for that?
I have 130.
And how much does it cost?
It's 50, 50,
Wait, how do you have
20.
less than me?
I don't know.
Did you spend any?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not entirely sure.
I don't think anyone spent any.
No, you guys haven't really had a chance to spend it. Alright, I will say Luca.
Should have 145.
Yeah, you should have 145 technically. I'm not sure if that will adjust your purchasing. But Luca, I will. Oh, do you name it? Oh, yeah. Alright. You can name it. Luca, I will trust you to add the items yourself and subtract the gold yourself. Because technically the items don't exist in the
Wow,
system.
you trust me, huh?
I trust you, yes.
How dare you?
So trusting.
And when you add them, I will add the effect.
What's the small dream root do again?
Can anyone spot me 5 gold?
Sure.
In that case, I would like to have a glass idol and a glowing gem.
Glass idol and glowing gem.
I'm gonna have to get the carbuncle.
Glass
It's
idol
required.
and glowing gem.
Do you have the money for that?
Yeah, I have 235.
Damn, Uncle, you're rich.
I would say he has more because he's a.
True, true. I didn't think you would have that much then.
You will do half of that. Do you have 0 gold, or what are you currently at? How much does that cost? 50 plus.
Yeah, and I spotted 5
Ah.
from Luca, so that should be all I have.
Alright then. Exactly 0. Perfect. You want just the carbuncle, Mario?
I mean, it's 200 gold. How much do you have?
It's a little
I
more.
had 235.
There's not much more you can buy then. You can buy some healing potions, I guess.
I can get some
Uh,
water.
You can buy water.
Water.
Actually, what's so special about this water?
Which one? Which water?
Just
Animal
water.
water.
Is it
Luigi
animal
gets
water?
to
Is
drink
that what's
it.
special
Ooh,
about
you
it?
want some of the animal water?
Or does any drinking any water?
This is indeed animal water. I can't tell you where it comes from. Mainly because you don't want to know.
The boss animal is tears.
Sure, we'll go with that
Okay.
one.
Yeah, let's go with tears. Hmm.
What do you want, Luca? Glowing gem and
I'm working on it.
tracer. Oh, you're adding the effects. Nice, I appreciate it. Alrighty, as you guys are shouting at these item names, extra little stick arms are popping out of his body and collecting the bags and just sort of popping them out to each of you in turn. And we figure first turns to Mario, the slot in his mask presented to you. He goes, "Would that be all for you, good sir?"
I also want some water.
I can supply you with water. And the gown goes down, he sort of shakes about a bit, and then the gown comes back up, and there's a glass vial of water that he hands to you.
Nice. I shove all the gold in his face.
He sort of like shakes it and just kind of like somehow
When
gets
that
it all in there.
happens, when he shakes his body to produce the water, Tony is gonna comment, "I'm so glad that we don't have to drink that."
He quickly turns to Tony, handing you your items and presenting his slot for gold deposit.
I will deposit the gold.
All right, Tony deposits the gold one at a time perfectly into the hole, and he seems very happy at that. And then he whizzes over to Luca.
Dump it in.
Gold product as well. Oh, wonderful, yes! And then like the gold, the creases kind of like open up almost like a mouth, and he greedily gobbles down all the gold. And then you hear
I secretly wonder if I counted correctly.
a distant echoey burp as he moves back and goes, "Whew, I'm stuffed." Well, as he puts the gown down, you notice he's now a bit thicker around the middle section.
Wait, open back up. I got
Oh.
more for you.
Okay, what are we doing there, bud?
It's free money. Here you go.
Oh, all right, sweet. How much are you
I
depositing?
give him 15.
Oh, what a wonderful deposit! As he just kind of gobbles that up as well. And then burps again, and he looks, once again, a little chubbier. He turns to Victor and says, "Your friends are quite generous. I like them very much. This tastes much better than the other stuff I was eating." And Victor says, yes, I thought that would be the case.
What was the other stuff you were eating?
Oh, let's not worry about that.
You ate the gold?
Of course. What the hell else am I going to do with it?
Okay, cool.
Yes, quite cool. This should last me for quite some time as he taps his large gold belly. He takes a step or two and you can hear it jingling around a bit. Well, if that will be all, he taps on the ground and the large door opens. I shall bid you all adieu. Falls back.
This gold was actual money from our world, right?
Correct.
Tony wonders out loud if this counts as destruction of government property.
He's following slowly and says, "Probably don't tell the government!" As he falls into his hole and the door closes.
I look at Mario. What's a due mean?
I don't know. He's trying to sound fancy.
He's trying too hard. That's so not cool.
It's French, Luca. It's French.
Oh, he's pretty cool.
If you say so, Uncle.
Listen, can you eat money?
I don't want to.
And
I buy
technically,
things
yes,
with
we can
money.
eat money.
What?
Technically, yes, we can eat money.
I
We
mean,
can, we just shouldn't.
technically, I don't want to
Why not?
because I can buy nail polish and new baseball gear with it.
Oh god.
What? I need a
You
new
don't
bat
need that.
every year. Yes, I do.
Also,
You don't need that.
You get free food
You
from
need to
Mario.
do your homework.
I do not need to do my homework.
You need to do your homework.
Homework doesn't involve money.
It can.
Yeah, right. That's what they all say.
Just wait till you have to go to college.
I'm going to college. I'm not cool enough for that.
I mean,
Wow.
cool to go to college?
Don't you have a college thingy for playing baseball?
I have definitely not thought about college yet, so probably not.
I mean, you'll probably get a scholarship anyway. It's fine.
Probably.
Luca is that.
Hopefully.
And it turns out you're going to go to the same college as Tiffany, and you have to be on the same team as her.
Oh, saying, oh no, it's like Haikyuu.
That'd be kind of fun.
I can't wait to defeat her. And the pitcher. Not sure if you guys heard any of that. Her mic kind of exploded on my side.
Heard a little bit of it.
Excellent. Alrighty, the morning has indeed passed. You guys will have a few more items. They're in these strange leather and burlap sacks. When you open them, they are indeed in there. Various odd goos and blobs, some strange-looking various plants and such. Everything is somewhat uncomfortably slimy as to why it is probably inside its container. Fortunately, the slime is contained to said container.
Ew.
How do they work that?
Victor kind of usually need to consume
What am I consuming?
the items that you purchase, depending on what they are. You can technically feed them to your anima. You are connected after all, as long as you are.
I need to consume this glass idol.
Well, it depends
Doesn't
on
sound very.
precisely what it is. Which one? Last item. Oh, that one. You specifically. That one. Let's see. Which? Okay, glowing gem. You would just aim at your opponent. Obviously, the glass idol. Victor kind of. Yes, you actually do need to eat that.
How big is it?
It can fit in your palm. It's closer to a rock candy.
Oh, thank God.
Like I said, technically the catcher can eat. The three of you are quite close to your anima, so your connection is strong.
Good to know.
Okay.
Now, what are our plans for today?
Time to go find the meat man.
You know that? All right. Where shall we be looking? We'll split up. Work together?
In his home, I assume.
Yeah, we know where he lives, right?
Technically, yes.
Let's go say hi.
Victor turns to Mario. I assume the shop is staying closed today.
Sure. Why not?
I mean, he's probably at work still, right?
It is quite early, so if he does work today, well, that is the weekend. He should not be working today, technically. At least, he should not have
So
his
he-
usual route. If what we discovered.
I mean, do we hit him now or do we hit him after he comes back from work? And he might be mentally tired.
Probably
Wouldn't-
after.
Wouldn't he be
Never.
grumpy after work?
Probably. We could also go after his next meat delivery and assume that he used some of his power to, like, make the meat. So he's weakened.
Also, your mic is a little quiet. He's
That's because it went 1 inch to the left again.
I love it.
Nice.
So sensitive. It's like waifu. If she moves it a little to take a sip, and it's like, "Are you talking, babe?" And she's like, moves it back like 10 times louder.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
It doesn't
talking
help that it's
baby.
not like in front of my mouth, it's to the side of the mouth.
Yeah. Just fuse with it. It's okay.
Ew, no thanks.
Jack
Sounds
in.
terrible.
Just jack in. Oh, you can always hear you
Kind of
all
like
the
one of
time.
those.
It's very futuristic of you, Hub.
Thank you.
What are the fish called? The lanternfish? With the dangly bit in front? Except
Yes.
it's your mic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could work.
yes.
Yeah. The angler.
That's it.
Love those.
Except now it's a boomerang
Disgusting.
fish.
The boom mic fish.
Yeah.
He's a very cute boy. Girl.
Need to
technically.
BRB.
Technically girl, yes.
All right, Tony and Mario. Luca will most likely follow you. Wherever you want to go, she's BRBing real quick. What's the plan?
So do we wait until after he makes his special delivery so he's weakened potentially?
That would be a good idea.
All right, so you guys want to wait till like Thursday or Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday, Thursday.
I think it was Wednesday, right?
All right,
then
if
when he
we're
comes back from his special delivery basically.
all right, if we're choosing to wait, are we doing anything in the meantime or just time skips right there?
We could try recruiting Timothy,
That's indeed a possibility.
see if he wants a piece of his former employer.
He's that pie.
Oh, what's the plan? Are we like trying to seal his thing, even though we don't really know how to?
I mean, we're gonna tire him out, at least. You make him use all his power and then, I don't know, see what happens if we talk to him.
I guess that works.
Maybe he's just a really sad man and needs a friend.
That is indeed
You
a
never know.
possibility. So in the meantime, y'all want to talk to Mr. Timothy Burns?
I mean, if everyone else is okay with that, you never know.
I mean, I don't want anything to do with him, but
Fair?
Ah,
Because you just like him, or because you just don't want to talk to a kid?
yes.
He is kind of an idiot, so yes, I agree with that. But like more firepower, you know,
True.
might come in useful.
Well, if
I
you
guess
guys,
it's up to Luca.
she'd probably say yes. I don't see why not. You're not necessarily making friends. You're more so just like, yo, dumbass, shit's going down. Where do you stand?
At the same time, though, considering he wanted to go with Kim to the party, he might see it as an invitation to friendship, you know?
You guys are
I
really
don't know.
scared. You guys are really scared to like socialize with this guy.
He's just really dumb.
Yes, he is. He is
I will
really
not
dumb.
I will not disagree.
I don't want to give him a redemption. But at the same time,
I'll leave it to you guys. Just let me know.
I mean, I'm fine with it. Mario is against it. Let's just wait until what Luca says, I guess.
In the meantime, so we'll say we'll go do this. We'll, take the day off, go speak with Mr. Timothy Burns. He will definitely be at his pizza joint as a friend you gathered from his sister. He didn't quit or leave or anything. Then after that, we're gonna wait about 3 or so days for him to make his meat delivery. And after he does, you guys are gonna meet on his house. Are you gonna follow him or just meet him at his home?
I guess so, yeah.
Which one?
When he gets home,
Okay.
we attack.
Okay, that makes sense.
Unless there's a better idea. I am open for suggestions.
It wants to eat him. It wants to eat him. Crazy.
Kit might get to eat him.
I mean, Luigi might get to eat him, yes.
True. He is trash.
Unless
I'm not sure if Kid would want to eat him, though.
he can do it first.
I mean, he has meat, so you might never know. Might be able to. other than that, any preparations we need to make or could make?
Yeah, definitely let me know. She'll
mean,
most likely agree with wherever you guys want to go.
Yeah.
Because that's better than doing that.
Like last fight, Luigi almost ran out of AP, so maybe could we spend our time making bullets
Making bullets.
for his gun in case Mario runs out?
I will say
Red
in
bullets.
general, bullets just
Or
kind of
do they only last like a day?
Yeah, they only last a day. So if you
That's
want,
too bad.
we can say not maximum output, obviously, but I think we can make the argument that how much did I have you roll for? Was it 1d4 or 1d6?
I think so. It was a
Okay.
D4.
Okay. If you want to load up on ammo, then we can say at the beginning of the day you'd use 1 ammo point to load up on whatever, and then you can have that for the day. But we'll do that on the actual day since technically we're dealing with Timothy today, potentially. I guess in the meantime, anyone else you want to talk to, any other things you might want to do, just kind of hammer all that out before we jump on the track and start chugging.
Don't think there's anyone else we need to talk to.
Okay.
I mean, we still can't find Enhar, so that's fine. We've already talked to Vandenberg.
Do you want Victor to join you guys when you want to talk to Mr. Meatman, or do you want him to look
I
for Enhar?
assumed he was joining, but yes.
Yeah, he will if you guys want him to. By default,
Yeah.
he'll follow unless you guys want him to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, you have returned. All right, so Luca is back. Basically, the plan, Luca, is multiple things.
I
So,
returned.
number one plan is not necessarily befriend Timothy Burns, but go talk to Timothy Burns to basically let him know the general situation and to effectively get him on your side. And that's what we're doing right now.
That's your turn, though. That's your
Yeah.
choice.
So you decide, Luca. Tony's okay with it. Mario doesn't like Timothy. Tony's okay with it to the point where he doesn't want, obviously, Timothy to think that we're all friends now. But we're waiting on basically your decision if we should talk to him at all or just screw it and then wait for Meatman.
I mean, I'm gonna eyeball Tony real hard.
I know, he's an idiot.
Yeah, we very much discussed the levels of his idiocy, so that's totally on you now.
Totally, but it's kind of easier to be friends with someone when you're friends with their siblings too. I'm talking about Kim.
I mean, we are all friends with Kim.
Exactly, but don't you feel kind of bad for Timothy? So I'm okay with trying.
Honestly, he did make his own choices. He's old enough, he should know better, but
I don't know, how old was he? He wasn't
I
that
don't
old,
know.
was
He
he?
was 24 or something, right? 20. He was a few years older than me, at least.
That's still dumb enough to get his head smashed into something smarter.
True. He can still change.
That's one way to put it.
I mean, he did almost get bludgeoned by a ketchup anvil, so
Yeah.
who knows, maybe he did change. But as I said, it's up to you.
I'm willing to try. I can't guarantee I'll be nice.
I mean, you don't have to. That's the best part.
All right. Sounds like a
Sweet.
plan. I mean, leaning into we're not befriending him, this very much goes along with our plans.
Alright, since you decided, you can also talk to him. Goodbye.
See you later.
Big brother, you meanie!
No, we'll just swing by, I guess.
Alrighty, and with that, you do all indeed swing by. Who's driving, by the way?
Me!
That's dangerous.
You're 15.
Can you drive?
No.
No,
Were you 15
Then
or
no.
16?
I'm 15.
I
Oh.
Then
Tony
no.
might be working on his learner permit.
I'm not even sure I would be
Potentially.
working on learner permit because
You're
that's 16.
How old do you need to be for that? 16?
16.
Yeah.
Probably not
16.
then.
Well, that won't stop me from begging Uncle to start teaching me now.
That doesn't mean you get to drive there.
Oh, Uncle. Fine.
Alrighty.
There's actually one more thing that happens in the meantime.
Yes.
On one work day, you see something you've never seen before.
What?
Leonard is pissed.
Oh no.
Why?
He walks up to the counter and slams something on it.
Well, that's not very nice.
It is moss. Can you drag it over?
And this is before we visit the boy?
Yeah, this is on like
Alright.
Monday or something.
Leonard angrily slams this on the table.
It's smaller than you would think. Like it's really fucking tiny actually.
What
Like smaller
is
than a Rubik's Cube?
that, Leonard?
Yes, it is smaller than a normal Rubik's cube, but it is a
Oh.
Rubik's cube, and it has like a million sides to it. Leonard will just like shrug his shoulders. I have no idea.
But he is looking at each of you like, kind of, alright, I know. And he's waiting for you guys
I
to
mean-
respond while looking at it, or say something.
I will pick up Kit so Kit can sniff it.
Kid sniffs
It-
it.
It's
Yes?
just a Rubik's cube, right?
No, I think it does something. Or it has to. It just appeared one day. It's not mine. I didn't buy it. He points
I
to Kit.
mean-
It's one of those, right?
Oh, look at Kit. Is it?
I mean, I don't know. Can you feel it? Can you talk to it? Can it talk?
He like looks at it and puts his fingers to his head and like tries to focus. Like, "Argh!" trying to like psychically speak with it or something, and just kind of,
It
no.
just kind of moves a bit.
Yeah, it slides across the table ever so slightly, and then Kit yips at it and kind of nuzzles against you, Luca, which is basically yes. And then he kind of just, fed up. Ugh, I've been trying to talk to it, and I don't do things with it for like a day or so now. It just sits there. It does nothing. Doesn't speak. Doesn't shoot any lasers. It's a little block. I don't.
You wanted it to
Say
shoot lasers?
Something cool. Look at it. It's lame.
Is it a baby?
Can they be babies? Was Kit a puppy when you first found him?
Not in my case, but
Was there like a little Luigi?
No.
Actually, would it be cute if Kit was a puppy when he found me?
Do you? Your question is, would it be cute? The answer is probably yes. Puppies are adorable.
Yes, then.
All right. It was indeed once a puppy, but the Kacherub was never a puppy. The Kacherub was just the Kacherub. So was Luigi. The Leonard seems very frustrated
the
with...
only thing that changed with the ketchup was that he used to be a bit smaller. That's it.
Okay, that makes sense. His
He
girth has
grown.
expanded.
Basically, yes.
Excellent.
I mean, Kit was a puppy, but he wasn't that dumb looking.
Wow.
What? Dumb looking? Oh, you mean like the... Oh, you're talking to Leonard.
Moss takes offense to this, by the way.
Well,
You
also.
called it dumb.
Yeah, it angrily
Like,
spins towards you. It
it's
points to the red side at you. Yeah.
It's red side.
I mean, Kit could talk to me and move on his own. He didn't sit there like a lazy lump.
The red side is very much pointing at you now, Luca.
What?
Angry.
Each
It's
of
the truth.
it starts erratically like fixing itself. Like you know how you can move
Yeah,
Rubik's
like you can turn
cubes
the Rubik's
into, like
cubes.
different things.
Yeah.
Into like different patterns, and then turns into like an angry face, basically.
Perfect.
Oh my god, that is so cute.
Leonard looks a little... Ugh. Wait, so you just need to insult it? Why are you responding to her and not me? You're mine, aren't you?
I try not to burst out
It-
laughing.
It'll shift itself into a smiling face and face Leonard.
Ugh. Okay, maybe it needed to interact with you guys. I have no idea how these things work. He picks it
mean-
back up and looks at it and kind of...
They
was
work
at
by
it, but yeah.
intuition, you know. Just do something with it.
I've been trying to. Maybe I'm trying to force it too much. I don't know.
Don't think of it as an actual Rubik's cube. Think of it as like a extension of yourself.
Huh.
Shrug.
Sure. Mr. Mario, could I take the day off to, he points to Mass.
Yeah. You're good.
All right, awesome. Points to Tony. It'll do something really cool. Then I'll show you.
Sure.
All right, and he with a more of a pep in his step and definitely more excited when he walked in. He
Good
doesn't
luck, Leonard.
instantly head out. He sits down for a second, so I was like playing with it and like trying to talk to it, but he is indeed on his way out.
As for abilities, it basically can turn into objects.
Excellent.
Simple objects at first, and as it gets stronger, different objects. So like
Awesome.
eventually it can turn into a car and stuff like that. But
I was like,
That's
he's,
cool.
He's like, why isn't it a cool car? Damn it!
Nice.
Victor, to be young. Well, it is time to go now. Yes.
Yes.
looks like it.
Excellent. I assume you two will be doing most of the talking. Well, friend. Yes, Tony and Luca.
Aye, aye, Captain.
He smiles and nods to that
Looks
as we head to the pizza parlor that we know Mr. Timothy works at. And as you all get there, fortunately for you, while the place is busy, you guys are fairly easily able to.
I love how grumpy his icon is.
You picked a good one. Definitely matches him. The streets are busy. You got cars honking left and right, people trying to pull out. There's a parking lot across the way, and as you guys actually walk up to the building, one of the side doors opens that's meant for employees. You actually see Timothy walk out the side door and begin walking, getting ready to cross the street to jump into his car to deliver some pizzas. And yes, he does look somewhat miserable.
I jump into his car.
I was gonna do that too.
We both jump into his car at the same
All
time.
right. You guys sneak up behind him. He unlocks his vehicle, gets in, and you, Mario, do you join him?
No.
Okay.
I get on top.
Okay.
The top of the car.
All right, you jump on top of the car, and Victor's just like, I'm going to watch. As Luca and Tony both get in.
I just sit up there.
Who's got shotgun?
I fight Tony for it.
Nah, you don't win.
Well,
This is my idea.
it was his idea. I say both you roll me dexterity. Yeah, both you roll me dexterity, except Tony roll with advantage. Just roll twice. You want to use anima to boost you to get in.
Dexterity.
That's
All right,
cheating.
Luca, you dash forward, and you're about to get in, but you do remember that this was indeed Tony's idea, so if you wish to concede it to him, you can, or you can snipe it.
I mean, I'll let her if she wins. Probably.
I mean,
Actually, Tony's kind of hoping for it that she goes, because that means that she has to do all the talking.
yeah. Did he want me to do all the talking?
Oh, damn, all right.
I'm pretty sure he wanted me to.
Luca excitedly jumps into shotgun, like, hell yeah, I won! And then you turn to Timothy, who's just looking at you like, are you freaking kidding me? And then you realize that you have to not talk to him because you are indeed sitting right next to him. Tony, you're in the back seat. When you say you're on top of the car, Mario, do you mean you're on the hood or like on top of the car?
Like on top of the car.
Okay, so you like fling yourself and jump on top of the car. The whole thing kind of
Yep.
shakes and rocks. Unannounced. I would assume that the three of you are kind of a bit shocked at this. Victor takes a step back as he's not sure if there's crimes going on right now, if you guys are just being weird. But Timothy looks to you, Luca, Tony, and kind of sighs and goes, God, what do you guys want?
Hi.
Aye, what can I do for you?
Well, first you can start driving because I don't want the pizzas to get cold. Cold pizza's gross.
He
Wait,
looks-
Luca. Uncle's on top.
Yeah, he points up.
Hang on, Uncle.
Yeah, I'm
That
not
isn't
driving with
safe.
the dude in my roof.
Uncle, get in here.
No.
Get in here now. You're ruining this.
Is he drunk?
I mean, he might be. Drunk on life, you know?
I really got to deliver these pieces, man.
Uncle, get in here now.
We can talk while he drives. Come on.
Here, he kind of waves
Fine,
his
I get
hand. Well, he waves his hand and starts to get the car into gear, and you see his anima form next to you, Mario. And he's basically helping you stay on top of the car and trying to like hide you from like surroundings and such. Discs like surround your body from the outside and like reflect light.
Nice.
So you assume nothing can see you, but you're still holding on to the vehicle with the assistance of Luigi. Luigi's like sitting on your back to help you hold on, using his fat kadunker to hold you in place like a paperweight.
His fat kadunker.
Yeah, indeed.
Is he driving a work car or is it his own car?
It's his own car. Mario, you almost knocked
Is it
off.
trash?
It's very trashy, yes. The
Nice.
the pizza
He was just
palace.
licking off the paint
Yeah.
with his non-existent tongue.
Magnetic attachment that goes to the top of the car, Mario. You almost knocked it off, but he's like, whatever. It slid across the rust on top of his car. And they kind of just, and he's driving. I guess we can take the back roads. What do y'all want?
Out of character. What did we need to talk to him about?
If he wants to join the fight against the meat man.
All right. So, there's this meat man that we're gonna be.
Your former employer.
Yeah, him. He's mean, so we're gonna go and fight him. Do you want to join?
He speeds up a bit and squints at you guys. Definitely not looking at the road as much as he should be. Y'all can't get a better name for him? Meat Man? What?
I mean, nobody knows his name.
Yeah, and he's meaty.
Without looking, he basically Tokyo drifts around the corner and takes a really hard left turn, and then quickly checks the road again, looks back to you guys.
I stare amazed. Dude, you're really good at this.
I've been working here for far too long. What? Shit. I'm really tired. What do you want? You want me to help? Fight that guy?
Yeah,
That doesn't sound like a good idea. What the hell's in it for me?
I'm goodwill and fortune.
What? Tony, you more convincing than your sister? He takes a really hard right turn. Double checks the road again real quick.
Well, it was the meat man's idea to send you to, well, fight us, I guess.
Man, I got no idea what the hell was going on there. Like, I wanted to beat you guys' asses, but I kind of didn't at the same time.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like,
kind of his power.
It didn't work very well at all. I mean, whatever you did to me. My sister keeps ribbing me for that shit. It's really annoying.
Yeah, she's cool. She's probably gonna help us for sure.
Wait, how can she help? She doesn't have an aunt. She doesn't have one.
She can't see them. Sorry, she can see them.
What? Since when?
I mean, I don't know, but before I invited over,
Oh, you kidding me? Oh,
she definitely knows about Janima.
God damn it. He whips the car around. It does a 180 as the wheels like slide in front of a house. Hey, look,
Obviously,
you guys.
knowing her anima will probably be cooler than you.
Wow, y'all are really selling this real good, aren't you?
Anyway,
Hey, you have a chance to shine.
As
You-
you're
you're-
saying that, he doesn't even say anything. He just gets up out of the car, quickly delivers the pizza, and then walks back and then closes the door. I'm sorry, were you saying something?
I said you
Yeah.
have a chance to shine before your sister gets all cooler than you.
Uh-huh.
also, you do kind of owe us.
Yeah.
Oh, you what?
Well, let's see. You attacked us out of nowhere.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
It didn't work
And
very well.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Tell me, how did you get off?
Not dead, but covered in ketchup.
Yeah, we let you go.
Mm.
I mean, it might have been under threat, but, we still let you go.
I'll think about it. Define
And besides,
help.
how do you feel about the fact that the meat man basically used his anima to control your thoughts?
Kind of shrugs that one and is.
I mean, you're all, what, anarchy and salvation, right?
Yeah, that shit pisses me off a bit, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's
Well,
like super not
Get some
cool.
revenge.
Yeah, revenge. Come on, don't be a loser.
Man,
Wow.
You guys are just all charm, aren't you? Alright, listen. Very convincing the two of you are, and he kind of knocks on the roof, and Mario, you can hear it. There are three of you. Oh shit, we left that other dude behind, didn't we? Rip!
It's all right. He'll catch up later.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, I mean, I guess. What do I gotta do?
Well, that depends. Do you want to take the fight to him, or do you want to just be support?
Shh.
It's
Listen.
it's your choice. You don't have to come, if you're scared.
I've been trying and scared ain't the word. Smart. Points to his head. Says, I mean, I guess it was 1 versus 3. Was it 1 versus 1? Shit, I don't even remember. Whatever. Y'all were present and I was by myself, and that didn't work so. But I've been training a little. So
Ooh.
just a bit. I mean, after getting my ass wiped like that, preferably, I don't go through that again. That was rough, man. Really rough. But, I guess I can help. I don't know. Is there somewhere we're meeting this dude, or?
Yeah, his house.
The shit? We killing him?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not
Hopefully
down for that. Nah.
Well, 2 for brother's plan, 1 for mine.
Listen, if y'all need me in a non-killing capacity, I can attempt to assist.
Yeah,
But,
the plan is to knock him out, so to speak, and hopefully get him to change his mind. But he is doing things that need to end.
Yeah, that totally. He kind of writes his number down very scratchily in a piece of paper. Listen, if y'all need me to not murder somebody and just need like an extra body or something, or muscle, just give me a call. But I'm not down to kill
I
somebody.
snort when he says muscle.
I mean, you do realize he also threatened your sister, right?
When? What?
At our
You know,
sleepover.
last week when she was at the party that you so desperately wanted to join.
All right, listen, it wasn't desperate. A party was mentioned, and I like to throw down. So like,
Well, if you help us, we can invite you to the next ones.
oh wow, joy! I get to hang out with middle schoolers. How old are you guys?
All right, never mind then.
All right, that was.
All my friends are hot and way too good for you.
And underage, not interested.
At least he's smart enough to know that. That's a good thing, look at.
I'm mildly impressed. That first meeting made him seem really, really dumb.
Listen, I'm not that dumb. All right. You might, if I didn't know any better, I think you guys are like filming this and trying to like get me to say something. I'll put it this way: I'm not going to follow you to this guy's house and I don't know, threaten him. If you need my help in a different capacity, like I don't know, he wants to throw down or something, he comes to y'all, just call me and I'll show up if I can. How's that sound?
You're such a wet noodle. Ugh.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, I don't know what this guy's doing. You don't even know his name. You call him the Meat Man. That's not really too impressive sounding, if I'm being honest. And yeah, y'all are strong. You can probably take him.
All right.
Like I said, if you need me, let me know. But otherwise,
If your sister gets into trouble, it's all your fault.
I'll keep an eye on her. Is that it? Y'all done?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yes.
you gotta take us back to the pizza place.
Nah, y'all can get out. I gotta deliver these Zaz, man. I got these pies I gotta drop off.
No way!
He turns the car back on and starts driving as quickly as humanly possible, and just hunched over the wheel, just like, God damn it! And he's flying, he's flying down the roads, and he's looking at you like, you shouldn't be enjoying this. He very quickly delivers the other 2 pizzas and comes back, not completely tipless, but the tip is not exactly what he was hoping for, and you can tell by the sour look on his face that's probably part of it. And he kind of crumples it up and just throws it on the ground. It's just like change and like a few dollar bills, and he quickly whips it back to the pizza joint where Victor's just waiting with his arms crossed, just kind of tapping, and he peels in and kind of slides and lands perfectly in his parking spot. Somewhat competent driver, at least. He didn't get anyone killed yet.
Somewhat. He seems very competent.
Motions to the 2 of you. All right, you all want to get out now?
I will give him 5 gold.
Thank you.
Thanks for the ride.
All right.
I'll get
Honestly,
out.
for someone that drives as well as you, why do you still work at the pizzeria?
Yeah, no kidding.
Because
You
it's
could also be a
fast.
taxi driver with that skill.
I didn't think about that. Do they get tip well?
Better than a pizza place, probably.
Good. He's just staring like, aww.
How are you and Kim related?
He's just like stuck in introspect.
Good genes, bad genes.
I will say, my sister and I only buy the best beans. We were both quite bad.
Hard side, yes, I
He
know.
motions to his pants, as you can see, top of the line.
Are they?
They're just jeans. It's hard to tell. They're a little tight.
I was about to say, do they fit him well?
They fit him well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, kinda.
He's a little scrawny, doesn't really have a butt, but they're still nice looking jeans.
Tony is half suspecting that Kim probably fixed his car more than he did.
From what she's mentioned, he hasn't. From what you know, he doesn't not know nothing about cars, but he's not like a car expert. He just happens to be very good at driving this one in particular. And judging by its internal and external affairs, it shouldn't be driving like this.
No.
All right. Well, I guess thanks to the tip, Luca. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's really weird. All right. Well, if two of y'all want to get out, he gets out of the car and kind of motions to you, then waves away his anima. Mario, how are you feeling after that car drive?
I'm okay.
All right.
Maybe.
Not dizzy at all. You're good.
Maybe a little.
All right. Your hair's a bit whipped up, but other than that, Mario is still in one piece. Oh yeah, I should have brought you up there. Well,
Say, Uncle, do we need drivers for delivery?
No.
Alright.
I was thinking that though. Are you sure, Uncle?
I'm sure.
You could do like a, what's it called, a trial period?
No, we're good.
I mean, he doesn't
Okay.
like Timothy, it's fine. It makes sense.
all right. Well, anyway, thanks for the tips, Mr. Tony. I'll check into that, I guess. And he grabs the bag that's holding the pizzas. I'll catch you around. Have fun not killing that dude.
I will
Let's hope.
bounce over to Victor. Victor, you missed a really good ride.
What the hell was that? You three okay?
Yeah, he's a really good driver.
I'm not sure I would call what they said good, but
He's so wasted at this place.
quick, yes. Very interesting. Did you get the information you wanted?
Do you need a chauffeur, Victor?
I can get around. And as he smiles, his anima sort of forms around him.
It makes sense.
And you guys see Timothy walk off with a little too much swagger back to his job.
Asshole.
Honestly, Timothy strikes me as the kind of guy that instantly goes back into his job, quits, and then only then starts looking for a new job.
Yeah.
I assume he's not following us to the house?
He's not into the, well,
The
potentially.
the maybe
having to
killing
kill
part.
him.
I
To
understand.
be honest, neither am I.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, I guess that was, hopefully we get something to this, but other than that, not bad at all. So what, we wait now for our meat man to deliver?
And
Yes.
strike him when he's weak, yeah?
Alright, we all meet in there, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, good. We'll see you all on Thursday.
Okay.
Alright.
Bye.
And Victor heads off. You know he will keep a tap on the vein of the city to see if he can find Miss Anne Hart in the meantime. But a few days later, about 4 or 5 days, Thursday rolls around again.
We're still looking for her.
Yes. And Victor lets you know
She
that
probably like left town or something.
Victor lets you know that he still hasn't found her, unfortunately. Although her hotspot, Supery, is still doing quite well. So that is still being run. Everything seems to be just fine up there. And the four of you, where are we going to hide? In his house? Backyard, front yard?
I was thinking we'd just knock the front door.
So you're gonna just chill somewhere out of sight, wait
Do
for him to
not
park,
want
and
to.
then knock?
Jump
Thought we
in
were
and he's
ambushing
asleep.
him.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, we can ambush him. That's cool too.
I'm not sure if starting a fight on his front lawn is a good idea though.
Then the backyard.
He basically did it on mine.
True, but he also did it at night when people weren't awake.
Fair enough.
And he
All right.
has well,
Are we using any anima abilities to assist in our breaking, entering, hiding, or anything? Or are we just kind of normal hiding?
My skills are not meant for that, so
Correct. You have dog.
I mean, Victor has an
Dog.
anima that can apparently move around. What can he do?
Victor
I
can
completely forgot what the Marauder can do.
various things. I wrote it down. So he can black out areas. He can use the inky mist to find things. to move around, so like wrap himself around it. Things like that. So he can kind of hide, he can kind of fly. The downside is that the what do you call it? The mist is fairly obvious.
Yeah.
We can kind of help if it's at night.
I guess. But, yeah, it depends how late he gets back, I guess.
Yes.
Could just casually break in. Hope he doesn't have an alarm set.
Is that the plan we're going for?
Sure.
Alrighty.
I don't know, is his house trash? Can we eat his entire house?
It's a relatively nice looking house.
Damn it.
How dare he have a nice house?
I know, right? What an absolute jerk. What's the plan?
Break and enter.
Alright, through the back?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I guess we can use his Victor's Mist to kind of obscure us so we don't like look very obvious as we break into his house.
Victor lets out. It's getting a bit later, but hopefully the mist, if anything, would just confuse people and not let them think exactly. Oh yes, I'm seeing a giant black smoke sort of form, and there's people behind it. So he'll use that to sort of help you guys get to the back. And how exactly are we breaking in?
I will construct a catch-up key.
Okay.
Which is exactly the right dimensions apparently, because ketchup can mold and form.
Of course it can. Alright, so the cherub uses one of his anima points to attempt to gain access to the house. As you guys are walking around, you can see that all of his bushes and such are cut perfectly square. His lawn is essentially immaculate. His backyard is very, very clean. Backyard's clean, front yard's clean, no dog, no animals at all. The fence looks relatively recently painted. Everything is spick and span. And as you turn, no one sees you or hears you. This mist is seemingly also stopping out sound. He's not having to focus.
Does a good job at looking normal.
Vic sort of nods at that as you slowly hear the key click into place and the door gives way. You didn't need to break in, you're able to just effectively picklock your way in.
Cool.
As the door swings open, you don't hear any alarms go off. You notice that all of his windows have their curtains pulled, so you couldn't see inside the house. But upon entering, you see that he actually already has a few lights on, as he will get home not late, but late enough that it's logical to have lights on so that you can see. To your right is a kitchen table with a chair set for only one. Relatively small, probably fit 4 people, but it only has a single chair. There's a light overhanging it. Just past that is an island seated in the middle of his kitchen. Everything is, once again, clean. There are some photos out, but they're relatively generic. Not really any photos of him. Just things.
And can Kit break into 9 very small puppy-sized versions of himself and do a dash around the house to check for stuff?
A sweep of the house. I was gonna do the same actually.
Sure. Are you both going to sweep around the house?
I mean, if Kit's doing it, then I'm not gonna bother probably.
Okay, Kit. 1 anima point, my friend. And let's see. Does Kit just break off into 9 parts, or?
Yeah, they like pop out of his fur and he shrinks.
Okay. So Kits just start hopping out of Kit as Kit gets smaller and smaller and smaller until there's exactly 9 Kits. They all look to Luca.
Go check.
They bark, nod, and then just jolt off and start running around the house.
Oh, that's so cute.
They're like hamster size.
Probably a big hamster, yes.
Well, I mean, Kit's already a corgi.
I mean, yeah, but Kit's not that small.
True. The 9 Kits run around his house, and he can't convey information directly to you in this form, but he's gathering and gathering and gathering, and he's using his fluffy puffiness to be as stealthy as humanly possible. And as you all look about, this is a 2-story house. You hear some of them going up. You notice that this is one of the home styles where the second story is not large as the first story, so you presume up top is just his room, the master room, a bathroom, and most likely one other room or a large closet, something along those lines. Down below, you see a living room with a rather nice looking TV, couch. Once again, everything is clean. There's not really any table clutter. You see some mail, but the mail is stacked and ordered. You see lots of books and such that line the walls, a lot of psychology. You see a lot of how-to books, a lot of learn this, learn that, science, etc., etc. Mostly books on psychology.
Big brother.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna let you handle talking to him because this is a lot of logical, brainy stuff that I don't get.
That's exactly what I'm terrible at. Okay.
What? You're way smarter than me. What are you talking about?
I'm not good at psychology.
But you're good at logic and,
I
and
mean,
brainy stuff.
yes, but psychology has a lot of manipulation and illogic.
I trust in your skills, big brother.
God.
And
I
after you
guess
finish
we'll see how this works out.
this conversation,
I'll try to help, but I might just mess it up.
as you're finishing the conversation, you hear a vehicle pull up front.
He's here. Kits.
You whisper Kits, and then you hear somewhat of a like a pause, like kind of like whenever you call a dog's name, it does that like squat thing real quick. You hear that 9 times. And as they begin to quickly run back to you, but they are upstairs. He pulls into, presumably, the garage. You get open and close. You see 1 Kit, 2 Kit, 3 Kit, 4 Kit. Here,
They all jump into my open arms.
you hear a door unlock, 5 Kit, 6 Kit. And then you begin to hear the door that's linked to the garage next to the front door open. And 7 Kit, 8 Kit. And the door opens.
I run and hide, and I let 9th Kit meet him at the door.
The door swings open, and you can both feel and hear Kit number 9 bounding down the stairs. The figure pauses for a moment. Are you hiding, Tony?
I'm probably behind the wall or something.
You hear him pause for a moment, and you hear Kit start to sort of scamper across the way, but he nabs him. Picking up this small Kit, looking at him.
Yep.
He's not sure what to think about this small dog.
It gives him his cutest look ever.
He thinks for a moment, turns it in his hand. You can't see this, Luca, but you can feel it. And he places the Kit back on the ground. The Kit comes running back to you, Luca, around the corner.
I tell Kit to form back up.
All 9 Kits turn back into Big Kit, and they look at you like, did I do good?
Yes, you did good. Give him a good back rub. As quietly as possible.
I guess I'll eat the glass idol at this point.
As you pet Kit, Victor kind of face palms like, oh my god. He's hiding with you, and you hear a voice echo throughout the house, Tony, as you decide to pop the item. And you hear a sigh. Breaking and entering.
No!
You
The
don't,
door opened.
you don't need to hide. You can come
But-
out.
I pop out. There was a key. It was super useful.
Let me guess. Tony or Ario helped you with that?
I didn't do anything. I just walked in.
Really
He narrows
useful
eyes and-
strategy of mine.
Places his keys in a shell holder. Takes his coat off. puts it on the rack, and begins to walk towards you. So it's just you?
No, of course not. I'm not that dumb.
Are you still in the kitchen?
I guess I am.
The hallway from the front door leads to the kitchen.
I'll run around the table because I don't want it too close.
Okay. Are you moving further away from him?
Yeah.
You quickly jolt backwards, and he pauses for a moment, and then sort of tilts his head. You scared?
A little. You threatened my friends.
That was a necessary evil. Well,
Necessary evil? In what way?
he sighs again. Where are your allies? Where are your friends?
I'm not telling.
What do you want then? He walks over to the kitchen, opens the fridge, and starts grab various
Oh, has he
meats.
taken a step inside already?
Inside what?
Into the kitchen.
Yeah, he just now entered the kitchen.
Then he would probably see me and I'll wave at him. Right here, actually.
He pauses at that and gives you a nod. Where exactly are you like further back in the kitchen, or are you
Basically, the wall when you enter the kitchen, I'm against it, so he couldn't see me until we entered.
So he almost runs into you then. He kind of pauses and sort of motions for you to move to the side so we can get access to the fridge.
Sure, I'll move aside.
He nods and walks around you, opening the fridge and turning to the two of you. Victor's still squatted down behind the island, basically behind where you are. Luca looking up to you like, am I hiding? Like he's giving you a look like, am I hiding or do you want me to pop up?
Your choice.
I'll shrug.
Okay, he'll just stay hidden for now, just in case. The figure walks and starts to gather things from the fridge, turning to the two of you. They interest you in a sandwich.
Nah, I'm full.
I kind of want one.
Sure. What would you like on it?
Ham and cheese?
I will give. I'll give Luca a disapproving look.
What? I'm gonna let Kit sniff it first if it's poisoned.
He'll nod and begin to put the sandwich together for you. Mario, you back?
Maybe.
What are you doing?
Probably hiding upstairs somewhere.
Hiding upstairs, okay. I'll say, while he is somewhat soft-spoken, you can still hear what they're saying. So if you ever want to interject or act, or if you want to like look at anything in particular, let me know, and I can cut away to.
I would probably just walk down since everyone's just coming out of their hiding spots.
Okay. He hears you coming down and sort of pops his head around the corner. Says, free guests.
4. And I look at Kit.
Right.
Kit yaps.
Does he want a sandwich as well?
No, he'll just share mine.
And this feels strange to be asking with Mario. Would you like one?
No, I'm good.
I didn't think. And he pauses
You're
for a moment
different than I thought you would be.
as he's spreading
You're
mayo
kidding.
on one of
Well,
the.
they did say he was very nonchalant.
As he's spreading the mayo on one of the pieces of bread. I guess it would be more efficient just to have you make us all sandwiches, wouldn't it, Mario?
No.
Probably.
Keep making it.
Hmm.
I'm very surprised by how nice you're being. I'm very confused.
As you're sort of just talking, he finishes up making the sandwiches and then hands an individual plate to Luca and a glass of juice. He sits down in the only chair at the table, passing you by, and not really looking to any of you. He's just sort of eating the sandwich and waiting.
I'll make a ketchup chair and sit down as well.
I was gonna say,
Nasty.
can I pull a little folding chair out of my supplies bag?
Of course you can.
We'll do
I make
that.
a bread chair.
Is that a point?
Yeah, technically. Where you are indeed using your ability. So ketchup chair and fold out chair would indeed be a point. So would bread chair.
And
Victor
I
just
will-
puts his hands up and stands up because he was next to you anyway, and he can definitely be seen now. He waves to this person, and he raises a brow again and goes, Wow, it's just a party here, isn't it? And he
Well,
looks away from Victor and continues eating a sandwich. Not really addressing you guys, just in there eating.
I will let Kit sip my sandwich in the juice,
Smells just fine.
and
It's
then I'll
just,
break
it's just
off
a regular ham and cheese sandwich.
I'll break off a bite for Kit to chomp on.
He takes a nibble and might want a second nibble.
I'll give him a second nibble.
He takes a
and then
second
I'll
nibble.
have the rest myself.
Okay. It's a perfectly fine sandwich,
I
not
take
poisoned
a
or
bite,
anything.
Kid takes a bite. I take a bite. Kid takes a bite.
We share in this household. Victor's still somewhat on guard, but he hasn't summoned his anima or done the rest. He's just watching. Finishing up his sandwich, he wipes his mouth and folds a napkin, takes his plate and disposes of it. Have you finished with your sandwich, Luke?
Yes, but I'll dispose of it myself.
He holds his hand out to take the dirty plate.
I give it to him.
He takes it and begins to do the dishes. Very quickly, cleans the knife, the fork, both plates, his cup, and he begins to dry them. And as he does, he turns to the four of you. Is there something I can do for you?
Yeah, tell us what you want.
I mean, we could ask you to stop doing what you're doing, but you're not gonna say yes to that. So
Correct. I cannot stop.
cannot or will not.
Both.
Tell us what you want.
Simple. I want the power to... This might sound wrong, but control on a more mass scale.
That is very wrong.
He nods.
Yeah,
I understand.
you're wrong.
It definitely seems wrong.
And why do you want to do this?
Help.
Help what?
Humanity.
Make the world a better place by controlling them.
You do know that humans don't work that way, right?
See, this is the funny thing, Luca. With my current ability, they don't work that way. You're right. If I try to make someone do something, they can fight back. Not always. Some of the weaker will go along, especially if the suggestion is in line with, well, their core, where they are. But
Brainwashing isn't helping anyone.
You
See,
realize people stop being people when you make them do things, right?
to a degree, yes. But what if they're not? What is a person?
From moms?
What?
What is a person?
Yes.
Pure chaos?
To a degree, yes.
No, there isn't. That's the only thing we are, chaos.
Hmm.
The entire universe is chaos. There's a bit of order in it, sure, but
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how strong you get. Eventually, people will figure out how to break away.
See, that's just it, Luca. I'm one step away. Just one. From being able to break past that. See, as I mentioned, with my current capabilities, they can break out. But with one more step, I can rewrite things. I can fix people. They won't even know I'm doing it. It'll be what they want from their core. I can change the world for them. I've tried for years, doing it the normal way. It didn't work.
that doesn't sound like a better world to me. A world where you decide what happens.
Well,
A world where you get to pick and choose every single action what someone else makes.
see, it's more complicated than that. The three of you, you're good people. I like you, Mario, Tony, Luca, Victor as well. I have no reason to touch you in any way. Maybe a light threat here and there. Maybe a hope in my current form. I know you could break out. I know you're better than that. If anything, I was merely testing. But you're not the ones I'm talking about. You're not the ones that need fixing. There are dark people out there. Scum.
Of
Look.
course there are.
I've tried to help. They came to me. And, well, I attempted to assist them. I gave them advice. I worked with mothers, fathers.
He's a psychologist.
Yes, precisely. And,
She didn't say that out loud.
oh, alright. And he just sort of pauses and nods and says, people would come to me, and I would help. People were forced to come to me due to the law, various court orders and such, to talk out their problems, their troubles, people that are dark and deeply disturbed, those that allegedly cannot control themselves. And
That explains the books.
Hmm?
That explains the books.
yes, I've tried to look into the human psyche, I've tried everything, I've tried talking, I've tried seeing things from their perspective, and sometimes they break down and the things I hear are concerning. But
And this is the best thing you could come up with, just controlling them.
I don't think truly crazy people can be fixed either.
see,
No.
he smiles lightly at that. Not in my current state, no.
No, not at all, ever.
And that's where you're wrong. There is a greater force beyond us, Luca. A much greater force in the Mirage. I know you've seen it. I know you've dealt with it.
Yeah, it doesn't really care what you're doing.
I have
Yeah.
2 of
Kind
them
of
now.
going.
Manipulated.
Yes. But, well, I have 2. And if I can get one more, the last one, I can fix everyone.
And how would you feel if someone came around and mind manipulated you?
If I was a deeply disturbed individual, how do you know deep within my mind I don't want to be fixed? How do you know I don't want to be better? What if I'm incapable of being fixed and being better?
Well, I'd have to ask. Did you ask?
Did I ask what?
If people want this help.
He pauses for a moment and straightens his shirt. Yes,
I don't
did.
believe you.
you don't have to believe. Yeah. It would help. It would help greatly. I'm not against you. These people that either came to me willingly, unwillingly, there's something wrong with them. Men that beat their wives, wives that beat their husbands, beat their children. Why do they do it? Do they get some sick satisfaction from it? Those that kill, those that do sick and depraved things, I've tried to talk them out of it, and it sounds like they want it, but maybe they can't be helped by traditional means? Why would you not want to help these people?
Brainwashing isn't helping,
It's not brainwashing.
but it is.
There's no definition of it.
No, it's not pretty much the written definition.
You are fundamentally, we'll use a big word. You are fundamentally changing them at their core. Like
How
overnight.
do you, as a psychologist, not see the hypocrisy in this?
There is some hypocrisy. I agree. Luca, if I could ask you a question. What if someone to their core is rotten?
Well, I'm cool with bashing their head in.
Right. Why kill someone when I can just fix them?
Because they can't be fixed.
Right. What if I found a solution?
You
What if I
might fix
can
them for a
fix
little while, but we are in the end humans. We will always fight back. You know this.
To a degree, Tony. You are correct.
Even with your powers, even with the core animas powers, I've seen what they can do. They've shown us what they can do.
Indeed.
They can't fix things. All they see is potential.
Almost, yes.
And if they manage to break out, all you're gonna have is a very angry person on your hands.
Well, let's go that route. Let's say I were to control someone. Let's say for some reason after I do gain control over 3 core anima, bring that power back to our plane. Let's just say I start with one person and I control them. And things are fine. And then they break. What if for 5, 10, 20 years they were better? They made the world a better place. Is that so wrong?
But at that point, they're not a person. They're just your little robot.
But I'm not controlling them, Mario. I'm merely fixing,
You
changing.
are controlling them, though.
I wouldn't be. So that's the interesting part. I found that my power can evolve, it can change, it can turn to something different. It goes from control to something completely new. I would prefer to not kill people that are wrong and disturbed. I want to help them. I would prefer to...
Have you talked to the people that you have controlled with your meat? Because they say something completely different.
Yes, they do. And what I have to do now, unfortunately, is regrettable. And quite regrettable. But I've seen what I can do beyond. When I gain the final core anima, I should have the ability to do this. Would you not want your father, Tony, to love you? It's right next to you. What if his past changed ever so slightly? What if his business was successful? What if a small thing along his life changed, and rather than being this sad sack of sadness and hate, what if he loved you, the two of you?
I'd rather fix him myself.
My father does love me.
How do you know?
Because he is my father.
That doesn't mean he loves you. I've seen parents do horrible things to their children. And they claim it's love, and it's not. It's sick. It's disgusting.
If you forcibly change him, he isn't a dad anymore. He's a stranger that we don't know.
Luca, what if, for the rest of your life, your father remains the way he is? Despondent, angry, depressed. Would you prefer that?
That's a choice he made.
It's a choice we make by not trying to help.
I see.
I've never exactly asked Dad why he's upset all the time.
Oh, why not? Don't you love him? Don't you want him to be better?
I'm focused on other things right now, and
Are they more
self as a
important than you,
teenager.
the relationship with your father?
Why we
Currently,
don't talk to
yeah.
our father?
Sorry, Tony, what?
Do you want to know why we don't talk to our father?
I do, yes.
It's because he tried to do the exact same thing you're trying to do right now. Control our future.
I see.
I can't let that happen. Not again.
I assume I cannot convince any of you to assist me in this, then? You won't stand down?
No.
Definitely not.
He narrows his eyes a bit and looks at each of you. You do know when I get this power, you won't be able to resist, right?
it comes to
Won't
that-
stop me from trying.
You can try. But I will be fixing people they won't even know they are fixed, if you will. They'll just be better. Where's the
They'll
downside?
always know.
They won't
Back
know.
bad.
That's just it, though. I can control everything. Once I fuse with all three of them, there will be no way for them to know. They will
And
only
what
know.
what about their family members? They're gonna know something's different.
Everything will change. Subtle things will change.
So you're talking about controlling everyone, not just people who need it.
I pause for a moment.
Isn't that a typical complex?
To a degree, yes. I will only exert as much force as I need to. It'll be small at first, Luca. Maybe our town. Certain malignant growths in our community. I would prefer to fix them rather than wipe them all out. That's
And where will you draw the line?
simply...
Who's bad, who isn't?
Yes, it
Mister,
is...
Actually, what is your name?
You can call me John.
Alright then, Mr. Doe.
He smiles at that.
Where do you draw the line? When is someone evil? When is someone fixable? When is someone not fixable?
I believe people can change. You are correct, Tony.
Yes, I
With it
believe
and
people can
Mario.
change too, if they want to change.
And what of those that don't want to change? What do we do with them?
Well, that's for society to work out. We have laws, we have rules.
What happens when laws don't work?
Well, we need to get better as a species, I guess.
Mm.
Which doesn't happen by force.
It's...
And it certainly won't be inherited.
It takes time, it will take pain.
It does take time.
And eventually, humanity will die out and nothing will matter anyway.
I would prefer we do not reach this age of chaos, this end. I want us to do better. I want us to be, well... And
You don't need to
yes...
understand, there will be an end. Humanity cannot exist forever.
Oh, no, not forever. Eventually everything will burn out, yes. The sun, it will all go away. Entropy and all that. I'm entirely aware of that. But, well, I see you won't stand with me. I want the most people to be happiest for the most amount of time. If that is the spot I can leave in history, then, well, so be it. If I have to control some people, some of you don't agree with me and have to stand in my way, then fine.
Is it truly happiness though when you force someone to smile?
This is a good question. Is this all? As he looks to the four of you.
Does Victor have any contributions to make?
Victor mostly agrees with you guys. I won't have two NPCs argue for like 10 minutes.
Why not?
Because it's your guys' game, not mine.
DM RP.
I know, right? Emotions to the four of you. So what will you do?
So there's no way to convince you to not go on with this plan.
No. I believe I'm in the right. I believe this is the right path for humanity. It is hypocritical in a way, but you have to believe me when I know that people will be unaware that they are controlled. I'm changing something.
You have to believe me, then why can't you believe us that this isn't the right way?
I've seen things seen.
I mean, I've seen plenty of things that you probably haven't seen either.
Probably, yes. We all live different lives, different experiences. They're not all the same. It's complicated. Life.
I think you need to go see a psychiatrist.
He laughs at that. Maybe. Possibly. I was hoping I could turn one of you aside. Oh well. So what will you do?
Stop you.
Ah, yes. Stop.
Can we go with
me.
plan B now?
You going to kill me?
Thinking about it.
No, I mean, plan B was technically sealing him, right?
Was it?
If there was a way to do that.
I mean, if I bash his head in just a little, maybe it'll knock the screw loose back into place.
Oh, you never know.
Looking to the four of you. Well, if that's all, you may
I mean,
leave.
one thing is obvious, this guy does not enjoy life. At all.
Oh, he super doesn't. You can come over and have a sandwich with us. It's super good.
Thank you, Luca, but I've already...
Have you considered the fact that you're depressed?
Yes.
Like, seriously depressed?
I am. You are correct.
Yeah, makes sense.
I would like to not be. I would like the things to be better.
And you think this will fix it?
I'm willing to suffer if others can be happy. I don't see...
So you want to become a martyr?
I must. I'm one life.
Not
So be it.
exactly a great way to think about his life.
It's only part of it. This is more complicated. I do not think I would suffer in this act. I think by making others happier, fixing their histories, allowing for niceties, would help the timeline, assist people.
For a time. And then it would get worse.
Well,
what do you
or,
think would happen if people realized that at some point someone took control of their entire life?
I would ensure that wouldn't happen. And unfortunately, we're in the realm of
For how
theoretics
long?
now.
This
Yeah, for
entire
how
thing
long?
isn't theoretics.
You can't live forever.
You don't
Well-
even know if you can control people for entirely.
I can. I
You
definitely.
assume that the 3 core anima will give you enough power.
He thinks and closes his
You
eyes for a moment, as if
You
feeling
realize
something.
that you killed a core anima, right? 2 of them even. That means that they are mortal.
He opens his eyes. They're not killed. They're one with fused. They don't live and die as you and I.
Still, you beat them. That means that you too can be beaten once you have the power.
Possibly. The matter
then
will that point is. I feel as if our conversation has reached its logical. You all can
like
leave my
we are,
house now. That would be appreciated.
You know we can't do that.
What do you propose?
Well, I guess we did get good advice. And our enemy apparently have more power than we know. So we could try to draw the power out of you.
You could. He's looking to each of you, and Victor has gotten closer to both Tony and Luca. Not in a malicious way, he's like, guys. So what we throw down here?
And then the Yu-Gi-Oh theme starts.
I would prefer not to fight. In fact, I have somewhere to be.
I mean, if we don't fight, you'll take over our minds, as you said, so...
I would
There's
prefer
no
to leave
point
the
in
three of you
arguing at
alone.
this point.
I like you. You're nice, you're good people. You want to fix things. You want to make... You've not killed anyone. I find that very intriguing.
I keep trying to, damn it.
Well, I believe you're on the right path.
Bah.
Talking
I don't want
things
to hear
out.
that from you, Mr. Crazy.
We're all a little crazy, aren't we?
Oh, look at Kit. Am I crazy, Kit?
Get drugs.
Yes.
He barks happily.
Look at you talking in a dog.
He's
Yes.
part of you.
I shark too.
I mean, all of these anime are nothing more than figments of our imagination. It's fine.
Effectively,
We're all
you're all in
crazy.
the hospital. It's all a dream.
Oh god.
Alright, he gets up from the couch and starts to walk towards his door down the hallway past the kitchen. He unlocks it and motions the door. You have one more opportunity to leave. I would like to not stand awkwardly in my kitchen discussing philosophy with teenagers.
I looked at Tony and Mario. Are you sure you don't want me to bash him in the head?
I don't think we have a choice at this point. We can't let him do it.
He's holding the door open with his hand to motion your exit. Taking this as a no.
That would be a no.
Nods. And staring at you, Luca. You all seem so hesitant, though, to do anything. What's holding you up?
Sometimes making the world a better place requires you to kill someone. And honestly, I don't like that idea.
Neither do I. That's why I
don't know
want
if
to
you're
help
talking
instead.
about killing someone
But
this
that's
time,
come to
but I
this
don't
point,
actually want to do it.
Well, I will do what I think is right, and you can do what you think is right.
Alright. Quick, shoot him! Shoot him!
I shoot him with bread gun.
Do you?
What? Your real gun, Uncle?
I don't have a real gun. I have a bread gun.
Didn't you have a real gun at
I
home? or was
thought you
it
had
also
a real
dead?
gun.
I don't
Probably.
think I have a real gun. I think it's
But-
just a bread gun.
Real gun would do the same damage as a bread gun. Realistically.
Maybe it's a real gun with red bullets.
Maybe. Alright, do you actually shoot him?
Pew pew. Oh
Alright.
shit.
Roll it up.
He could roll terrible on his accuracy.
I think that just
Initiative.
that just whipped. There it is. Okay. Yes.
Mario just pulls out a gun and shoots the guy. Instantly dead.
All right.
that
That
was
yeah.
easy.
Say that. I'll use this as the where he currently is. All right. You fire off, and you do indeed just miss him. Your bread bullet shattering against the door. He nods and slowly closes the door. So is that how it's going to be?
You're not giving us much of a choice.
Unfortunately. Apparently I'm not.
realm expansion.
All right, you guys want to say he's not making a move. He's not going to attack you. If you guys are gonna hit him, you're gonna have to attack him. He is not willing to attack you guys. Even after you shoot at him.
Where even is his anima?
You don't see it. It's not here.
This makes me very curious.
He is the anima.
Potentially. I am going to use the catcher to find his anima. Can I don't know. Can you like sense anima presence? Is that a thing?
Theoretically,
Anima sonar.
Theoretically, yes.
Can Victor find it with his smoke?
Victor begins to seek outward. The Kachera focuses. You don't need to use any anima points for this. Victor actually steps in front of both of you, Tony and Luca. And he's thinking. He sends his anima outward. And it floats across the room, and it begins to float around John. Floats around him. He's just watching it. And then anima stops, solidifies, and turns back to you guys. Flying back next to Victor. He whispers something into his ear, and Victor looks towards you all and says, "That is not him."
Oh, what?
So what? That's his anima then?
The figure bows a bit, and you see his entire external surface begin to grow shiny. And it still looks like John, but it looks as if you were carved from a strange, meaty substance.
Gross.
All one. His clothes, skin, hair, all of it blends into one figure. All perfectly smooth. The details smooth out, and in its place you see what seems to be a copy of his anima. It looks similar, but slightly off somehow. And standing in the doorway. It's now closed, but it's looking at all of them.
Can I toss a blood gem at it?
You want to do what?
Toss a blood gem at it?
Do you want to try taming it?
Yes.
You
I
wanna try to
don't think
capture
that
this
works on
Pokemon?
other people's anima. That would be weird.
Yeah, roll me dexterity. Unless you want to have Kit assist in this.
You do not meet the requirements to catch this Pokemon.
Pretty much. Your bad sign. I'm sorry, I won't listen.
I mean, it's a gift. Technically, it should be charisma roll,
Should be what?
which I'm bad at, so never mind.
Well, I say you're throwing something, so.
It's a gift. The
Right. Are you walking up and handing it to him, or are you throwing it?
I mean, normally when I go to someone's birthday, I also throw the gift at the face.
Yeah,
so
say,
I guess.
if you're throwing the gift, that would be dexterity. If you're walking up and handing it to him, that's no roll at all. You just give it to him.
all right. I will give it to Kit to give to him.
Okay. Kit takes the present in his mouth and runs over. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
All right. He bends over, looks at Kit, looks back to you guys, smiles, pets Kit, and as he's petting Kit, he is squatted over to do so. You actually begin to see him slowly melt into the floor. And the ground is rippling like a liquid. And as it does, his body falls further and further and further until it's up to his waist, his shoulders, his neck, his head. The ground ripples once, twice, he's gone. He didn't take the present. It's last.
Well, Kit dropped on the floor.
Okay, Kit dropped on the floor. He starts pawing at the carpet. He looks very sad that he didn't take the gift.
Wow, that's just rude. How dare.
I'll just leave it there as bait.
Son of a bitch made me waste my one-time use item.
Victor turns to you guys. He's like, what exactly just happened?
He's
Apparently
a
the meat man
stubborn
is a literal meat man.
asshole.
So I guess that means that he has been using his anima to do his job.
Potentially, yes, but what was that? What did he just do? He fell into the floor.
feel like he's probably going to the last anima.
Probably.
Maybe. It kind of reminds me of what Anne Hart did with her anima.
As you
Actually,
guys,
Did it remind look like that?
yes, Tony, look almost exactly like that, actually.
I do hope he didn't eat her.
I was about to say, the one who went missing?
Yeah.
As you begin to
Munch,
think
munch.
that, Mario, your phone begins to vibrate in your pocket.
There isn't
Who
a
is it?
basement in this house, right?
Look, no basement now. As you look at the phone, you notice that it is a call from Mr. Vanderberg.
I will answer it.
As you pick up, you hear some shouting in the background. You hear just some strange, garbled noise, a grinding of something. It's very difficult to tell exactly what it is. It's coming over horribly over your cell phone, and you hear a hello or two, but it's garbled as well. And then you hear a shifting of some sort of cloth or something else. It's hard to make it out exactly. About 5-10 seconds after that, most of the sound dies out. And you hear, hello.
What was that?
Mario, is this you?
Yeah.
Something has happened. Your monster witches. It has been, how do I say this, attacked?
Wonderful.
Yes, where are you as of current?
We're at Meatman's house. We just had such a wonderful conversation.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not entirely sure how to phrase this, but it looks as if some person decided to attack you. None of the kids are there, I assume, yes?
No.
No,
None
of us
I'm
are
there.
here.
Another boom in the background, and just sort of like, well, yes. It is the most imperative for you to get here as quickly as you possibly can. I will attempt to hold off whatever the hell this is, time being, but, yes.
Wait, what does it look like?
Difficult to describe. It seems to be... Are you on speakerphone, by the way?
Probably, yeah.
Alright. It's a strange blue figure with whips and a small winged creatures floating around him. I'm trying to hold him off, but he seems insistent attacking your place of business.
He moves fast, doesn't he?
It's probably the ones he's controlling.
Probably.
I'm
feel
sorry
like
I was
he's-
unable to call sooner. Something happened. I spoke with this individual at, well, the sub shop, and he seemed off, you say. You hear another explosion in the background.
Time to go, Uncle.
At least you have
You
a
know
good
what?
insurance plan.
Steven, just get out of there. Just leave it. It's fine.
I'm sorry, but I cannot do that. This is far too close to, my insured buildings. Catch my- That, and I wouldn't want a business partner to go out on, well, such unfair terms. Please try to get here as soon as you can.
Oh, by the way, your former employer or employee is kind of crazy.
Yes, this is not entirely surprising.
Yeah. Do you want to know what his plan is?
Maybe later.
I mean, we're on the phone as well. Might as well. We
Sure, my focus is somewhat split, but yes, if you could sum it up in one sentence.
mind control the world.
Yeah, that is simple and somewhat horrifying. Good to know, thank you.
Yes. Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Do you hang up, Mario?
Yeah.
As you hang up before you hear one or two more explosions go off in the background. And Victor's just looking at you like, what? Time to go, yes?
You know, using your brain-controlled people to attack and destroy is very hypocritical, right?
You
Yeah,
shout
I
this
think
out
we
and do not
already
receive any
established that.
response.
Swing my baseball bat at the nearest wall.
Okay? You take a nice chunk out of the drywall.
Excellent.
A nice, satisfying chunk out of the drywall.
Time to go.
Alright. You all
Smear
pot.
the walls with ketchup now.
Hell yeah. All right, you all pile into the good old vehicle, and you begin to speed towards. Oh yeah, that looked quick. Towards Mario's Monster Witches. Okay, I don't think I have any of the
We have a
mods
road.
here.
We have a road now.
You do indeed have a road now. So yes, this is indeed a road going up and going down. All these roof buildings are just places of business and such. Your place of business, grab everybody, is Waka Ding Dong. I copy you guys twice. Aha, just once. Success! Okay, we'll say, let me move this a little bit. You guys be appearing here. And as you get closer and closer, you realize that, well, shit went south really quick. There is fire everywhere. There are people screaming. There are people running. I'm going to put 2 tokens on the field. I'm going to zoom out. All right, those are where... This is your building right here. So the third one down. We're reading a lot of random stuff all at the same time, so bear with me. All right. You do indeed see Mr. Vanderberg. He's waiting across the road, essentially where... So your place is actually right here. And Mr. Vanderberg is waiting in front of the Cannonball Sub. It's right here. This is Cannonball Subs. You guys are driving forward. Down here is your building, and you can't see in too much detail, but from this far away, it is indeed 100% unfortunately on fire. It looks like a massive chunk's been taken out of Mario's Monster Witches. In front of Mario's Monster Witches, you guys can see this, and it's a very familiar sight, but there's a massive pirate ship floating, facing downward, shooting cannons and such. You see little strain...
At the shop?
Not at the shop, it's shooting at in front of the shop, whatever this beam is. And these cannonballs are being whipped back at the ship. Some of them are hitting the ship, some are flying in errant directions, and they're exploding midair before they can hit any other buildings.
Oh my god. Did you just say balls?
Yes.
I want to go and hit some.
Okay.
AKA, they fire, he shoots it back, I want to hit it back again. Like, what? Racquetball?
Effectively, yes. So you see these little, they're very like, I'm gonna say like goblin looking. Okay, so imagine, you know, Slicey and Dicey?
Yeah.
Like how they're that goblin look? Okay, so there's like these little goblins all over the ship. They're all black skinned. And when I say black, I mean like nobodies, not nobodies. Heartless? Right? Heartless? The black ones? The nobodies are great, right? Okay, yeah. They look like that, completely black skinned with like with big red eyes, and you can just see like their teeth just kind of floating in space. So they're basically like shadow creatures. And they have cute little pirate-like bandanas on, and some of them have like eye patches, some of them have like little swords, and they're all running around the ship, like manning it, whatnot, and running around. They all have like like one has like a peg leg, one has like a little hook, one is just a parrot. So these are like shadow creatures. Basically, a whole bunch of shadow heartless are running around this thing with like various random pirate bits on them, and they're attempting to fight this thing down here. And next to said thing, you can see an individual that is sort of loudly proclaiming something from a distance, but it's very difficult to tell exactly what. And you can see Mr. Vanderberg is both on the phone and not at the same time. He's shouting something into what looks to be his phone, but you can sort of tell that he's like shouting in this general direction. Most people and such have left. The collateral has been kept to a somewhat minimum, almost all of it focused on your building. And you guys see all of this basically in the first second of entering. You'll need to get out of your vehicle here as there's fire and various debris littering the road. Most of all the people have gone. It is, we'll say, maybe around 6, 7 o'clock. So the sun is starting to go down, but it's not entirely nighttime. What do you all do?
Hey, Tony, could you call up Timothy? He's one of those bad people that Mr. Doe wants to
Honestly, I
brainwash.
probably would have already done that in the car.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about doing that.
Sure. We'll say that you did indeed call Timothy in the meantime.
Timothy's experienced.
I'll put him...
He's also very fast.
I'll put them
That too.
I'll put him off the map for now, and then when he arrives, he'll arrive. He's not too far away. All right, you get out of the. Did you guys call anyone else in the meantime, by the way, before we continue this?
I mean, you won't let my friends fight, so no.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's less so me letting them fight, and more so they will die.
I will text my friends to be on the lookout and don't do anything stupid and just hide if possible.
Very smart. I guess for reference, they're less than level 1 compared to you guys currently,
Yes.
which would be
Oh.
incredibly dangerous. They would die in like 1 hit.
That is a good idea.
still
Knowing
text
knowing
fine.
Leonard, he would just throw the Rubik's Cube at them and just run away.
Most likely, yes. Alrighty. If you want to find token for the person down here, waifu, you're more than welcome to do so once you've seen him and I describe him, and I'll go ahead and make him. But until then, one of the first things you see when the only people that's relatively close by, you do indeed see Mr. Steven Vanderberg. Mario, how do you respond to all this?
It's about what I expected.
Mario.
About what you expected, okay? Alright, what do the 4 of you do is you jump out of the vehicle.
I immediately run and board the boat.
You go to board the boat?
I go to board the boat.
Alright, the boat is flying, so it's actually very difficult. It's about 30 or so feet up in the air. It is a giant flying pirate ship with a black...
I mean, is there no like anchor?
Not currently, no. Giant black flag.
Damn it. Well, then I can't hit the cannonballs back. Because they're going airborne, right?
The cannonballs are shooting downward towards the anima, very clearly an anima, freedom of choice, near the bottom.
Did you just say his name is Freedom of Choice?
His name is Freedom of Choice, and technically, I will let you guys attempt to guess his name at any time. You'll probably get it when you get closer. I'll make it relatively obvious. All right, you guys have all gotten out of the vehicle. What are we doing first?
I mean, I'm
I'm-
gonna have to run.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprint. I melee hub.
All right, so we're going straight to combat.
Straight to combat.
All right, straight to combat it is then. Dun, 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 dun.
What else is that other than combat?
I'm
This is a
just wondering.
TTRPG, I mean, come on.
Hell yeah, just wondering.
You wanna talk to them?
Talking is for nerds. We don't do that shit here. Well, we talk to some nerds. Not all
Hey,
nerds.
you, how about you stop that, hey?
Is this everybody? Mario, Luca, Tony. I'll have Victor and. Alright, the 3 of you, roll initiative the weird way and we will update it. You got 14?
That's kind of fucking.
Luigi got an 8.
What? No, I got an 8. Wait, Luigi also
And
got an 8.
Carib also got an 8.
Wait,
actually
why don't
update-
they roll?
Freedom should be. You're rolling so I can get the D20 off the screen.
Okay.
Like this is a custom system, so it doesn't know what it's doing.
Yeah, okay.
These guys are what, 6s? Second, usually flat numbers. Ah, weird. It didn't always open their character sheet. Okay, this should be the order. Damn it. Wow. Holy shit, you all rolled 8. That's hilarious. Okay.
Really?
I mean, they're 8 by default. That's just their number. But you guys actually officially rolled an 8. That's hilarious. Okay. We will say at the top of the order, basically, wherever you guys want to go, Victor will indeed follow, and allies will join when allies join. As you guys move into the scene, Luca, you're up first. I guess we haven't combated in a while. As a reminder, you get 2 actions every round. The action can be move, it can be attack, it can be whatever you want. Item, etc., etc.
I mean, I guess it has to be move.
Most likely, yes.
Because I
What's the
gotta.
distance again? Like 30 feet?
Yeah, what's my distance?
We'll just go 30. 40. Just say 40.
And technically, we can boost each other if you give buffs, but
Yeah, if you want to use
41 move?
40 would be in 1 move, yes. So if you want to use an anima ability to like get there, Luca, you're more than welcome to.
Sure. Speed boost.
Okay. How when you say speed boost, what's that mean?
Can I triple my distance?
Sorry. Narratively, what's happening? How is Kit assisting you with this speed boost?
Kit becomes very large and you ride him.
He's howling a cheer.
He's cheering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, can you do pack tactics?
What do you mean?
As in, we become Kit's pack and we all get a speed boost.
Yes.
Sure. Party cheer. Okay. We'll say that costs 3. 3 points. So go ahead and subtract 3 from Kit. And I'll say for this first round, everyone's speed doubles, and yours triples.
Nice. Wait, double is 80 feet of movement in one turn?
80, yeah,
For one thingy, right?
for the whole round.
One use of my ability.
Yeah. Each movement's 80. Yeah, so you're gonna go flying.
Okay.
All right. So your 1 was to use your ability. Kit explodes in a cheer. His tail's waggling, and everyone feels inspired to move in. And you just book it, Luca. And as you do, you hear Steven Vandenberg yell to do, "Don't mind Black Flag. He's here to assist you."
All right. So how far can I move?
That far, basically. You moved 120.
Yeah.
That far.
Okay. End turn.
All right. End turn.
End turn. End turn. There we go.
That work? Okay, cool.
End turn.
I will say this is just if you want to make a token, you're more than welcome to. I'll say anima user. Ooh, shit. I don't want them to be connected. All right, his anima user is he'd be right here, I guess. Back one. All right, so as you get closer, Luca, you see an individual with a rather bushy coat. It's black and has like a white fur around the collar. They're wearing far too tight pants as he's looking around and kind of commanding these things and commanding this strange creature. That you've moved closer. You can indeed see it. It is right. Yeah. Boop. Very long and lanky. It looks like it has hands for feet and hands for hands. It is very, very odd looking.
I like that.
Covered.
I really like those feet.
It's really cool looking, yes. I really like those feet. You can quote me on that.
I like them feet, boy.
Give me them feet, boy.
Show me them feet, boy.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool detail. The index finger is blue, and then on the feet, it's black. Reversed, like that. Very cool. But indeed, yes, you see it's sort of an animated face that looks currently angry as it's spinning wildly, whipping and whipping, and you see various bits it's holding onto. It's grabbing onto like fire hydrants and other things. And it's like pulling them and holding onto them, and they're becoming like strangely like wobbly and like falling over almost as if they were full of air, and then they've been like popped effectively. The other whips are flying towards Mario's monster witches, but Black Flag is attempting to stop freedom of choice as he's more preoccupied currently with blocking these cannonballs and trying to take out these little pirates that are jumping off to attack him. And as he sees you, Luca, the user points to you, and he seems either drunk or unhinged. You can't entirely tell which it is. And as he looks at you, he says, hello there, little lady.
Hi.
And as he says that, his anima comes rushing towards you.
Ooh, you're coming to meet me. What a gentleman.
Alrighty. And as he dashes towards you, his whips will fly out towards you, Luca. And they will strike you for... How much armor you got? That's not enough.
Don't I have like D12 now?
I believe so, yeah. Is that correct?
What is it again?
Your
It's not
defense.
My anima.
It's probably on Kit, yeah.
It's 1d10.
Okay. Excellent. Alrighty. His whips lash out against you, Luca. But with your bat, you're able to catch them, and then you whip your bat the other way, and his whips just slap the floor and slowly drag back to him, and he goes, ho, ho, ho! All right, then, she's got a little fight in her. Mario.
I don't think I'm within range, am I?
You can move 80
No.
feet as one move, and then you'll be in range after that.
That was my plan as well, yeah.
I'll just go here.
Sure. Pace of the zoomies. You feel invigorated, Mario, as you dash forward. Kit's still cheering you on.
Perfect. I'm just gonna hit the big main boy.
Okay. What are you firing?
Red railgun.
Red railgun it is. Fire off, buddy. Alrighty. Luca dives out of the way as your red railgun goes flying towards him. Striking him in the chest, you hear sort of like a shocked digital sound as it crash into the chest of Freedom of Choice. And the enemy user behind him also grabs his chest and goes, oh, what? Tony.
Let's see, what's my range at this point? That's enough.
I believe you can reach basically all of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna attack the 5 small ones behind.
All 5?
All 5 at the same time.
Alright. I believe that should
With my
be
remaining thing.
6 anima, right?
There you go, Hub.
Should be 5, right? Just the small ones?
Yeah, so wait, right? No, is shit, that's right. Is it 1 to attack? No, yeah, it's 1 to attack and then 1 for each after, so 5 total, correct.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna roll for each individual attack. We'll start with this one here, and then we'll go clockwise, I guess?
And you have to add +1 from my.
And then +1, correct, yeah. You're trying to beat an 8. Alright, so roll damage. Oh shit.
I'm not sure if the damage also gets +1.
Does it say all rolls?
It does say all stats, but I'm not sure if it's.
If it's all, wait.
You removed it, right, already? So I can't see.
No,
it.
I didn't touch it. It should still be there. What was that called?
A glass idol. Runs +1 bonus to all checks. So I
Plus
guess
1
that's-
to all checks at the end of the day. It's a check,
Should
not
be
an
damage as well.
attack. Yeah, so it's not damage then. Just the check
Alright.
itself. Okay, so that definitely hits for an amount of damage. So we'll just go down the line. I'll let you know the result. That was it. Oh shit! Hold up. Something freaked out. Holy shit! Oh, are you targeting for me? That's sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one actually misses, surprisingly. Alrighty,
Right? 8.
accuracy 7?
Is it meet?
Oh, +1. Yeah,
but
meets it.
plus
You got it. You got it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, meets it. You're good. Never mind.
Good thing I took a snack, I guess.
Hell yeah, brain don't work sometimes. Alrighty, what's the stack look like?
It's just the standard ketchup spears.
Ketchup
So
spears
from my-
already.
Spears from my hand, basically. Or like magic missiles, basically.
Hell yeah.
Except they're long and red and ketchupy.
You expect them to be regular size, Tony, but they are larger this time. You feel empowered. You feel stronger than usual as these spears launch outward and impale all 5 of these creatures. While they're not taken down, you can tell that at least half of them have been brought low and taken down to around half. Is that the token you want to go for there, babe?
Yeah, he looks crazy.
All right.
What's wrong with it?
Wrong is the wrong word. I just know who that is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I hope you guys don't like this character.
I have no idea what this.
Beep.
We did watch that anime, right? Because I don't remember it.
We did. It was pretty good.
Am I
Alright.
supposed to know who this?
Are you ready
It's-
for?
It's Durara.
You're alright.
I've never watched that now.
It's alright. Alright. I don't know if the name Clark works, but he is Clark Brothersbow. Somehow you just know that upon marking him.
Oh my
Alrighty.
god.
And now all these little angel shits are going to move at the same time. Clark turns to them and then points to Luca and Black Flag. And as he does, 2 of them will move this way. And the units from Black Flag are occupying those 2, but these 3 are going to kind of spread a bit. And they're going to attack you, Luca. Alright, I need you to 14.
All of them?
All of them are going to attack you. I don't know why I clicked a different one. Alright, I'm clicking the same guy 3 times.
Could you click different ones, please? The first one's cursed.
I know. Hold on. Miss. All right, they all miss. Alrighty, a beam of light fires off Luca, but you're able to deflect every single blow. And as you do, you actually knock it back towards them, and they're sort of taken off balance ever so slightly, so Black Flag will cover them in suppressive fire. All right, the three of you go ahead and re-roll me initiative.
I imagine these guys as like the angels from Binding of Isaac, if you have any idea what they look like.
Sorry, was that your mic like super cut out?
I'm imagining them like the small baby angels from Binding of Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
They make like weird funny sounds when they shoot their lasers.
Hell yeah. All right, Mr. Tony, roll me initiative again. Be Mario. Mario
Let me
jumped
do
up the
this.
track there. And you jumped up as well. Excellent.
I keep
Feels
forgetting I have a macro set up for this.
excellent. Alrighty. Top of the order now is Mario. What say you, sir? Oh, sorry. Victor. We'll say Victor moved in, and he's creating sort of like a shadow shield to obscure any attacks behind Luca. So as long as you guys stay behind Luca, there's basically a shadow shield like behind her, like 10 or so feet. So you guys can, if you want, kind of hide behind that, and they won't really know you're there.
I want to give everyone bread armor.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know
Yourself
how much AP
included?
is that? Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll. We'll say that costs 5. Yeah. So that'll cost 5. And red armor. When you get
I think
attacked,
it was wasn't it like a minus a d6 on the
yeah,
enemy's
we'll
attack?
subtract a d6 on their attack for this round for all 3 of you. And you have one more action, Mario.
What kind of bread do you have as armor?
It's just
Ciabatta?
yeah.
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Oh, I'll take a ciabatta armor. Yeah, sure.
You can eat it when you're done using his armor.
Exactly.
Oh no. Don't eat the armor.
Tony's stomach growls.
Oh god.
And such, Tony is
Yeah.
supplied with food.
I will
I
blast
nibble
the
on
big boy
my
again.
cauldron.
Blast the big boy again? Alright.
Yeah.
Fire it up. That'll hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Spicy. More bread
Alright.
railgun.
More bread railgun just blasts into this dude. He's able to chop a good portion of the bread out. He points his whip forward and it just goes like bzzz, just buzzsaws, and he's like ha 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 as he's stopping some of them, but it's unable to spin for long enough because you just absolutely, pun intended, rail into this dude and just splatter him with bread, and he gets knocked back and takes an immense amount of damage. Luca. All right, rushing in.
Smack.
He's off balanced. That'll hit for
Alright, that's out of the way.
the big spice. Hello.
How big is that spice though?
Very spicy. Excellent. All right, the anime user looks very disturbed at that, Luca, and he is indeed preparing something. Tony.
That was move and hit, right?
Correct. The Tony.
First, I would like to blind the anima user.
Okay.
With ketchup in his eyes.
Hell yeah. Just roll me accuracy on that. We'll say it costs 2, and then roll accuracy. All right, that will hit. He'll get minus 1d6 when attacking.
I guess I'll use another 5 to get the other angels again.
All right, fire it up.
I want them dead.
Sounds like a plan. The spear's prepared.
It's a lot of spears though.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Why did it move?
Why is your accuracy slowly getting worse?
Because Matt. Oh, hold up. Which one are you on? Oh God, hold up. Ah, I don't know which one I'm on. You're going too fast.
I did them in order, it's fine.
Yeah, you did in order. Okay, I'll go backwards then. This one hits.
I think they all hit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the math on each one. And then.
Eating through my anima though.
Fortunately,
That's a good thing. That's a good.
yes, 2 of them are torn asunder, Tony, as your massive spear just completely rips them in half. And the others are not looking so hot. Ketchup spatters the battleground. Quite effective indeed. Alrighty, freedom of choice being blinded by Ketchup and such, and very much annoyed by Luca's nonsense. He's going to do one special action. Dear God, that missed. Okay. And then with his other, he's going to use his ability to wrap himself in his whips, and then basically spin away from you. And as he takes a turn around the back corner, y'all can't see where he went. And then the user will indeed follow him.
You mean around the building?
Wait,
Yes.
the user can't see anything. He's blinded.
Hmm?
And the user is blinded currently.
Is the user blinded or the anime is?
I did put it on the user. I think
Yeah, it
it
was the user.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the guy that was preparing something, I think I cast it on, but
Yes, so he stopped doing that. We'll just say he just runs away over this way. Like, he runs into the building that's basically on fire,
Mhm.
he runs into the wall. Damn it!
effectively. Alrighty.
He
You
can't
have...
hide from me. I have
10.
ketchup sense.
Alright, 1 attack towards Luca. 2 attack towards Luca. Will hit. Do no damage. Then the next one. Hit and do no damage. Then the next one. Hit. No damage. Beautiful. Can I even do damage? Yeah, if I roll max,
Yeah.
I can. Okay.
If you roll max, you can do 1 damage.
Alright, excellent. So Luca is so tanky, she just can't take damage from these guys. Beautiful.
I'm melee. That's what I wanted.
Alright, and end of turn. Another peppering from Black Flag as the little pirate dudes are getting more and more confident. They leap off and start to cut into the 3 strange flying beasts. The 3 of you, go ahead and reroll me initiative. Ooh, very nice. Both rolled 12? Okay. Alright, first up is definitely Tony. What do you got?
I am not tired. You know what? I'm going to buff the Black Flag guys, make them hit harder, I guess.
Sure. Go ahead, and since he's
I will coat their cannonballs with ketchup.
sure, since he's so big, we'll do 3 on that.
Sure.
And seeing as Freedom of Choice has run away, the leftmost cannon is trying to shoot water and such to douse the flames. And boosted by your... how exactly are you buffing him? With ketchup?
Yeah, coating the cannonballs with ketchup basically make them harder.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So the
Poison
damage ones
effects.
will be stronger, and since they're stronger, he can devote more of his time trying to put the fires out. Was I?
Sure. And I have 1 more action that I'm gonna forego that, I guess.
You want to move it all?
Yeah. No, I don't. I could move forward a bit, I guess.
Okay. As you consider that, you hear a very loud screeching of tires behind you, and a car that is parked both horribly and amazingly at the same time. Timothy arrives on the scene and tries to look as cool as he possibly can. Steven turns to sort of look towards Timothy. You see Mario. You see 2 cannons point towards him. All right, I guess Mario and Tony, you guys would see that.
You're late, Timothy.
He kind of puts his hands up and looks at Steven like, whoa, like, why are you guys shooting at me? Steven looks to Mario and Tony, like, is this guy okay?
It's fine, I called him over.
Okay, he turns back again, and Timothy's just like, like, why? Alright, and he is now here to assist. Luca.
I'll point to the alleyway so he knows where we need to go.
Alright, he knows to go move forward now.
I will follow the guy.
Okay.
Where'd he go?
He went around the corner.
The alleyway.
The enemy around the
Where?
corner, and he went into the building. Looking around the corner, you don't see the anima, but you do see some holes in
Our
the
building or the other building?
between both buildings. So your guys' building, I'll just there. He is inside the building. Where I pinged is your guys' building. The front is basically completely blown out. He jumped in through there, and his anima also moved somewhere in the building. I'll just put them both on top of it so you know that they're in there. So turning the corner, Luca, you can see there's a hole inside of the building, and clearly it went through that hole.
In I go.
Okay. Well, we'll say you use one quote-unquote movement to go around the corner, then move in. And as you do, you can see that the building is indeed looking pretty bad right now. Shit's on fire. You see the roof is hurting. But in the center of this room, you actually see a giant black void, and it's positioned directly above where you guys make your sandwiches on the counter.
A black void?
A black void, indeed.
Not the same guy, right?
What do you mean?
Not his anima?
You see Clark walking towards it, and he's talking into the void.
What's he saying?
You can't make it out. It's the roaring of the fire, and the semi-crumbling of the building is making it very hard to make out.
Did the sprinkler system not kick on?
It looks like it might have, but he tampered with it, so that it wouldn't actually be effective. You see that they're there, and glancing at them real quick, you can see that they did go off, but there's no water for some odd reason.
Okay. I want to do a slide into base, and base is his feet.
Okay, so what are you trying to do exactly? Knock him out? Knock him over?
Yeah.
Okay, just roll an attack on that one then.
So accuracy and damage, or?
Yeah. Just your standard roll to attack. Okay. Are you knocking him over or his anima?
Him.
Him? All right. We'll say you slide.
Or can I send Kit to also do the same thing to the anima?
We'll say, yeah, one and the same. Why not? Sure. You run at him. Go ahead and make that cost 3. That is technically a multi-attack in a way, but you're hitting the same target, so he'll only take damage once. You slide and you take out Clark's legs as he kind of falls and eats shit, and he turns to look at you as he's scrambling backwards, and he shouts, "I need some help," into the void. And then you can see Freedom of Choice attempting to whip at Kit. He's trying to whip it real good, and he can't whip it real good. He's unable to do so, and he keeps striking, and Kit's just dive left, dive right, dive left, dive right, and he knocks into Freedom's legs as Freedom topples over forward, and also proceeds to eat shit, just like his master did.
That's my pooch. Best pooch in the world.
Best pooch in the world. All right, it's Mario's turn. Mario.
Mario.
Murrow. What you got, dog?
I'm gonna. Can I make it inside with
Do you
both my
still have
actions
the-
running?
Yes, you can.
Do you still have the back buff?
So, yeah. So with both your standard runs, you can. If you want to use an anima ability to like boost yourself in some way, I mean, it's still 2 moves, but yes.
Nah, I'll just run in.
Okay. All right, you dash in, Mario, to unfortunately see all the love that you put into making your sandwich shop look pristine and beautiful destroyed. Everything's on fire. All your signage, it indeed looks malicious in nature. Looking at the scene, you can see both Freedom and Clark have been knocked over. Clark looks very unhinged. There's something off about him.
Hit him with your bat.
That's the plan.
Well, I can't do anything, so
Do you not have another ability?
it was both of my actions to run in here.
Yeah, you guys are super far back, so he had to use both of moves to get in. Barring all that, Freedom and Clark both get up. And not entirely sure. Well, actually, they know how to react to this shit because this is not going so hot. You hear him say, "I told you not. I remember you telling me not to touch it, but ah!" And he just jumps towards the black portal. And as he does, you see his body get pulled and torn. It almost looks like he's being ripped to pieces, but you don't hear him cry out in pain or anything. And just beyond this like horizon of darkness, you see his body slowly pull back together as he kind of just blinks out. And Clark has effectively jumped through this portal and poofed.
And he was shouting at the portal for help?
Yes, he shouted into it, and you heard no voice come out, but he did indeed jump in. All right, you're the only one outside currently, Tony. I have 3 attacks fired at you, but you have I still
have my armor.
Oh my god, one of them can hit.
For how much damage? Then?
Never mind. Okay, 3 beams of light are fired at you, Tony. Both of them missing terribly. The third strikes you in the chest and shatters your Ciabatta armor.
Actually, my item doesn't affect my initiative, does it?
No.
Too bad. For how much damage?
0. Your Ciabatta armor shattered.
Oh.
All right.
Oh no.
I know, right? The 3 of you, roll me initiative again.
Oh no. That's not good.
Definitely not the best. Alrighty, Victor moves in, and you see, say this one here. The Midnight Marauder will be preoccupied with this one, and you know for a fact that he will indeed take it out. The hail of fire and cannonballs, Tony, they explode with ketchup firing left and right, and you can tell that they're doing basically double damage. Timothy summons 2 of his like pizza trays, and he rides them at full speed towards this one. So you can tell he is indeed going to kill this one, and Victor is indeed going to kill this one. Mario, what do you do?
I'll go back outside to help a little bit.
Okay.
I can remake the shop eventually.
You peek your head outside, trying to keep
Are you sure you want to do that? Because I'm going through the portal.
the
Oh god.
destruction
We can do that after we kill these guys, at least.
in the back of your mind. As you dip your head outside, Mario, you see that Timothy has one, Victor has the other, and there's currently one sort of mindlessly floating, waiting for orders or something.
Well, he's getting the bread railgun.
All right. Get to blast, my friend. Alrighty, and your bread railgun just destroys him, just turning him into tiny little pieces. As his body rips and tears and is pulled back to where he came from. Luca.
So, did my uncle shout at me to not do anything dumb?
Probably not.
Then I'm
You're
going to
smart enough.
I'm
I
going to
believe
the
in you.
portal.
Oh, okay. Gonna prove me wrong. I see how it is.
Alrighty, Luca, you jump into the portal. We will just say these things are going to be taken out by you boys. Alright, so technically, Mario, you are indeed up next. Shit's on fire. All the threats have been dealt with. Timothy comes running over to your place and goes like, oh shit, dude, what? Victor runs over and immediately begins to attempt to douse the flames, cover them in shadow, trying to keep things down, basically snuffing it like giant... oh my god, my brain isn't working. Like pillowy blankets. And he's actually doing a fairly good job putting out the fire. Timothy isn't really sure what to do because his power isn't really meant for this, so he's like, I can spin my wheels and blow on them, but they'll probably get bigger. Ah, what do I do? So he's very...
It's a miracle he knows that they'll get bigger if you do that.
he's very torn at the moment.
Can you control flames or not?
He thinks and goes, oh, dude, I have no idea. He like focuses and goes like, come on, Dad, do something. And then Dad just kind of like runs in. And he does start spinning. And he's like, wait, not that. And then he keeps spinning, but you actually notice the flames are being sucked into his vents. He's like, oh shit, all right, cool, man. And Dad begins to start basically suck flames into his heat vents. And then Timothy looks to you and goes, yeah, you can definitely do that all the time. Always. I knew that.
I'll give him like the I know what's fine, have a thumbs up.
Victor takes a step away from him and continues to douse the flames.
I also jumped through the portal with an 8-tailed fox. One tail transforms into a little mini baby kit and runs out
What?
to bark at everyone.
Oh, okay.
I
Alright,
would have instantly ran in, saw that
Yeah.
you weren't in here.
There's a little
Tell
kid.
everyone I'm going in the portal, and then I jump in.
All right, there's a little kid barking outside. Mario just jumps over baby kit, runs on in. They can indeed hear the the portal pull you in now, so something else has happened. Not Mario, where are you? Tony, where do you?
Oh god. I need energy.
All right, as you say that, Steven walks up to you and says, hold for a moment. Are you all right?
I could use some more animal power. I
Uh,
think Luca has some tree root still.
Possibly. I digs around his pockets. I begrudgingly have this. You can take it. And he hands you this odd, slimy-looking root. Unfortunately, you'll have to eat it, but it might assist you.
That's alright. Stuff from that can't be too bad. I'll eat it.
All right, you consume that and regenerate 5 AP. Kind of whinges at it, just watching you just eat it. He's very like, all right.
What does it taste like?
The main thing you notice is the texture. It is indeed very slimy, and it has somewhat sharp. Almost like it has like briars on it, but you're able to chew through it, and it's a strange flavor of both like a fish and also like a really strong like basil. But raw basil.
You'll see Tony chewing, like, thinking, this isn't too bad. I can probably use this for something.
Steven's not really paying that any mind. He's like, just go and save your friends. I will attempt to do what I can here. And as he points the black flag, more of his little dudes will jump off. It'll move in. He'll attempt to continue to douse the flames to the best of his ability.
Is Black Flag his?
Yes. Black Flag is the ship that you've been seeing in all the advertising. All right, I assume you jump in as well?
Yep.
All right.
Little baby Kit will follow.
All right, baby Kit will follow, and you are 1 again. Congratulations. All right, seeing all this first. Yeah. You see, after you fall, you feel the same sensation as before, Luca. The infinite falling and falling and falling and falling. Seemingly never ending. And you know where you are. You're back in the void. The same void where you met the actor. And you notice after a while your falling ceases and you see Clark falling, quote unquote, in front of you, but he's not getting any further away. He just looks like he's falling. You see a panicked look across his face. And both Tony and Mario, your fall, if you will, also ceases. You see Luca in front of you, Clark basically doggy paddling, attempting to sneak away.
I was about to say I was going to doggy paddle after him too.
Yeah, effectively. And he's looking to Freedom as Freedom's trying to like whip towards Clark and pull him closer. But as his whips go out, they almost like shrink into a point of just nothingness, and then they pull back. It's very, very, very odd. You feel as if you were to move 10, 15 feet, you can catch up to him. But no matter what you do, you can't physically put yourself there. It is a very strange sensation. And up ahead, you see a large golden throne. Empty. The light that was emanating from it is dull and slowly dying down.
I'm sorry, did he succeed already?
Clark is looking around, confused, somewhat disturbed. He's trying to say something, but whatever is uttered from his lips is seemingly swallowed into the void. Luca, you can hear your 2 friends behind you.
You mean my family, not my
Your family.
friends.
Hey, family or friends?
No,
Sometimes.
never.
Sometimes.
They can be.
Definitely not. Not in this case.
Yeah, I think I admire Tony too much to be his friend, so he's more of my idol. Do we see Mr. Meatman anywhere around?
You turn about, and now you're thinking about him, and looking. You see up ahead his anima sitting on the chair, waiting. He looks comically too small. But as you think that, the chair both shrinks and he grows to about size in between, so that he fits the massive golden throne. And the light behind him emanates and begins to swirl. He looks at each of you, and you can see a flash of Clark's expression. He looks happy, but also disturbed at the same time. There's something desperately wrong with this man, unfortunately.
With Clark?
Yes.
He's got meat in his ears.
And ketchup in his eyes.
This is true. He's fortunately wiped that away. It is still a remnant all over his face, though. What do the three of you do?
Will that cancel any mind control?
It should. It's an ability.
Like any currently active mind control?
Should.
Do I have to make him swallow it, or can I swallow it and use it on him?
You just have to point it at him. You get his head.
Yeah, what was the name of that item? It was the glass idol?
Glowing gem.
Glowing gem? Yes, you would need to be relatively close, but you do know, Luca, in this place, distance is abstracted. So you're not sure if it will actually, quote-unquote, reach him. That makes any sense?
Well, if distance is abstracted, can I will myself forward?
Roll me intelligence.
Did Luca
Oh,
come up
dear
with that
God.
herself?
Hey, intelligence is one of your higher stats now. You've been studying. Yeah, see, that's not bad at all.
Wait, D8, wasn't it a D10? Did she not increase it?
No, I increased dex instead.
No.
Yeah. Yes, you think yourself closer. And as you do, you float towards Clark. You don't physically move your body, you move your mind. And
Did you
he
see her
turns to
uncle?
you.
She used her brain.
Choose your brain.
Oh my god.
I actually want it closer to the enemy.
Okay. You go past Clark. And as you get closer and closer to the enemy, you also get further. You seemingly hit a point in between where you can't get any closer, but you also can't get any further. You're just forever approaching.
I would like to try the blood gem then.
Oh, God.
And you're pointing at him?
He really is Jojo.
Him, yeah.
As you do that, you feel whips grab onto your ankles and start to pull you back, but you are determined to use this. And as the whips pull you in, you actually start to feel your legs not break, but turn to jello. Almost as if everything, your flesh, muscle, bone, all of it is just becoming rubbery, similar to the whips that extend from this creature's body. And he's pulling you back and you can actually feel yourself stretching like gum.
Ugh.
But you're able to resist the effect as you point this toward the creature. And he turns his head to the side, and you see light get closer and closer and closer. And it does strike him, but it doesn't have the effect you assume. Instead, the whips let go of you, and you feel your legs begin to re-solidify, and you hear Clark coughing behind you. And he still looks somewhat maddened. There's still something off. He seems confused as to where he is, just slowly trying to find his bearings. He's turning left and turning right and sort of swiping at the void and unable to grasp onto anything. He's seemingly grabbing at something in the air, like it's directly in front of him, and almost is confused every time he pulls his hand back. What the hell's happening? What the hell's happening? And the figure motions to you to get closer.
This figure?
Yes, and you do. You float closer to him. You're maybe 5 or so feet. Yes, yeah, you're 5 or so feet away from him. And he does indeed look larger from this close up. You hear a voice echo throughout all of the void.
Is this the meat man?
Yes. It's his
It is
anima.
Meat Maximus.
Okay.
He has attained the power. He has ascended.
And he looks towards you and says, I told you I already had
The meat god.
2.
How is this helping him? And I point at Clark. There's nothing good from this. You didn't help anything. You ruined everything.
I agree. He was an unfortunate side effect of an earlier attempt to assist. But I will make him right. I'll fix him. Don't worry.
The human mind can't be fixed. Everything will go wrong no matter what you do.
I'd like to prove you wrong, Luca. Just one more. Trust me. I will make it right.
No, no more.
He nods at you. Sorry you feel this way.
I want to swing my bat.
You want to do what? You want to attack him?
Yeah.
All right, roll attack.
Did you yell that out? That's actually a good idea.
Eating. You use what on yourself?
His ability. To fix himself.
All right. You swing your bat with just the right amount of gusto, Luca. And while you do strike this creature, your bat seemingly melds and pushes into his flesh. And he turns and sort of just pushes it out with a single finger. Seemingly have taken no damage. This is Luca, Tony, Mario. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Trust me, things will work out for all of us. You'll have to leave now, though. This plane is no longer safe. Please. As he motions outward, you see a whirl of light and shadow begin to form between Tony, Mario, and Clark. Dead center
You're an
between all of you.
idiot! This isn't going to work.
As you're saying that, you feel your body, all of you, being pulled into this center equilibrium as you're pulled into the light. And he says, I hope you're wrong. Okay. And that is the last thing you hear until all of you are transported back outside. Into a Mario's Monster Witches that has been mostly supported by some of Victor's abilities and some of Timothy's abilities. He's stacked up various spires and such to help hold the roof up. All the fire is seemingly put out. Victor's sitting in one of the chairs, breathing somewhat heavily, and Timothy seems very much out of it as well. You see outside, Steven is making various phone calls. Victor turns to see that the three of you have returned. The portal behind you is gone now, from the exact same position it was before. He looks and says, the three of you are right.
Wait, where's
like it.
Clark?
He's not on this map, so he probably didn't load him.
Probably didn't load, yeah. No, didn't load. Because of that, he's not here.
He disappeared. He's gone forever.
Clark did not come out with the rest of you guys.
See? It's plot relevant.
Exactly.
Well then, that was interesting. I have a theory though.
Yeah.
Do tell.
He can't make portals. Or rather, he's not allowed to make them.
What makes you think that?
Where did he open this last portal? Why did he open it in our store?
It is the same positions. It's very interesting.
And weirdly enough, it was exactly the one core anima that we visited.
Victor nods and says, "It's a lot of sense."
And that's why he needed the other guy to open the portal for the other anima. Everett was the name?
Correct, yes. That must be how he's getting it. everyone we know, at least everyone that I've found, should be here. Timothy, obviously, Anne is missing. I don't think the others, Tiffany and all your other friends, right, do this, but all the same, you should keep them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Timothy, your former boss wants to dominate the world.
Wait, that was him?
No, that was one of his other lackeys.
Oh,
He had his mind controlled.
that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, and his plan is to do that to everyone. Well, everyone he doesn't like, so to speak.
Ugh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. I might want to kill the dude, but like, how do we stop him?
Shrug. Beat him until his anima goes away.
Right? I mean, that bat's looking pretty good, Luca. Yes.
I know, isn't it?
Just give him a nice little friendly whack across the head. Maybe he'll stop, right?
That's exactly what I suggested.
I mean, good
Or a few
try.
100,000 wax.
Well, I mean, maybe with the power of anime and God on your side, sure, why not?
Brain dead isn't technically dead.
This is true. It's somewhat dark, but I won't stop you. I just don't.
It's a last resort, honestly. We've
Yeah.
tried it. He doesn't want to stop. We've asked him.
Alright, well. Huh. Yeah, it seems somewhat problematic. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not smart enough to help with this, but, you know, I'm here if you need me. And he sits back on the chairs. Victor looks to the three of you. That's what you propose we do.
Well, as it turns out, we haven't actually found the meat man. It was
He's
just his
just a
anima all along.
stupid anima.
Yeah, I feeling he's not going to allow us to find him again.
What I'm wondering, though, is that he definitely was around when he went to Uncle's place at night.
Yes,
So he should be around somewhere, because you can't go too far away from your anima.
this is correct. There's a possibility he was wearing it like a skin? At least the one that you saw.
Possibly.
You said you saw him there, yes? In the void that you entered?
Did we? We saw the meat man, but
You saw his anima, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Didn't
possibility
see him,
he
though.
was wearing possibly to
I
hide
mean,
himself.
it wouldn't be the first time.
He announced that.
I think was it Everett that did that before, or
Yes, he tried.
yeah.
Well, I guess this is somewhat concerning. He did say he already had two and was working on the third. I guess this was the second.
Looks like it, yeah. That looks like we opened the door for it.
What were you saying?
So wait, the one we opened the door to was the second?
Unfortunately, it seems he must have been waiting and watching for a time to strike. Presumably he was here all day, or at least close by, waiting for us to leave. That would make the most sense.
I mean, in that case, if we open up another portal, can we trap him somehow?
Does your place have any, or actually, Victor, no. Does what's his face? Vandenberg's place have any cameras?
You said there's some facing the street, yes?
Could check it out, technically, if it doesn't have another malfunction, I guess.
Let's see why not. What should we do going forward, though? How do we know he doesn't already have the third one? He seemed very confident.
Well, if he already had the third one, then according to him, then it would already be over.
When I say have, I also mean knows the location of.
It's possible.
I look
Then we're
towards
just gonna have
Luca.
to hurry up.
Yes,
We could try opening it up right now, but
True.
and just guard it from the inside, but that doesn't sound like the smartest idea.
Well,
Considering I couldn't hit him,
that might have been lack of luck.
I've never been able to not hit anything.
It looked like, well, I wasn't there, was I? I assume you did a wonderful job. I am beginning to lean towards your suggestion. Maybe not outright kill him. I know we've been joking about knocking him to a coma or something. I think we'll need to be more aggressive. He doesn't seem to want to attack us directly, but, well, we'll have to do something more extreme.
I agree.
He is trying to play the pacifist, but look around to the burned out shell house.
Yeah, and he looks to Mario. Are you alright, friend? The bird's taken over.
Mario.
Mario.
The internet finally got him.
I mean, it's possible. He's hearing all of this at like 1/10 speed.
I know, he's waiting to catch up with this part. He'll respond like 10 minutes. Yes. What? We're saying yes to. Oh no. Alright, while we're waiting for his consciousness to return to our plane, Tony and Luca, what do you think? What are our plans going forward?
What do you think would happen if we just told the entire world that animas exist and someone is trying to take over?
That'd be an interesting response, I could say, but I'm not entirely sure what that would do.
We would have to, well, forcibly make our anima visible, I guess, live on video or something.
Yeah, it was relatively difficult with your friends within a moment. I'm not sure the world would believe us. What is your intention? Why, I guess?
Well, at that point, we would basically have more people working on us, I guess.
You know,
Although, I guess that would be like sending children into a war.
yes. We already need to be careful with your friends. His internet died. No!
Womp womp.
We'll ask Mario how he feels next week. Well, let's put it this way. You two go home or go somewhere you feel safe. With your friends or something. Mario and I will take care of the establishment. We'll call the proper people, get the place cleaned up. We'll try to move on from this, and then we'll meet up tomorrow at around 1.
Sure.
Isn't it like midday school?
Oh, shit, yes.
Skip
I mean,
school.
I
skip
don't mind
school.
skipping
skip
school.
school.
It's my last year, it's
I
fine.
I wouldn't want to tell you to skip school, but if you happen to arrive, realistically, we can do it after. I wouldn't want to. Well, I guess the end of the world is sort of
I'm in a
at
final
stake,
period,
isn't
so I
it?
can skip school, it's fine.
Yeah, screw school.
Okay, maybe I can.
Luca, you definitely go back to school.
How about we write you a note and we make it update?
Oh, no. Makeup is the worst.
We'll figure it out. Regardless, we'll look into it and we'll meet tomorrow if we can. And when we do, well, we need to devise a plan. A way to fight back into Timothy, thank you for showing up, by the way. We might need you in the next upcoming altercation, yes? He kind of shrugs.
And you make sure to keep an eye on your sister, by the way.
Oh, yeah, make sure she doesn't shit. I mean, she can see it, I don't think she's got one. So she'd, die and it'd be awful. So. Yeah, I got it.
I mean, the fact that she can see it means that she might get one soon enough.
True. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go check on her. It's a little too dour for me, but I'm gonna go see how she's doing and whatnot. Y'all take it easy, I guess. Kind of heads out of the building. And
Well, what do you know? Looks like he's kind of a good brother after all.
Kind of.
a wee bit. So he goes to go.
I mean, people can change.
Indeed.
Oh yeah. Well, except for the meat man, apparently.
Except for what?
Except for the meat man, apparently.
You gotta beat it out of him.
Yeah.
Punch him until he stops.
Basically.
That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it always works.
I mean, stops what in this case? Stops moving or stops breathing or?
You
Both.
cross that bridge when we get there, yeah. But
Just
until
beats him
then,
and he stops being human, I guess.
but
Turns
until
him into
then,
a puddle.
we will pause the session there, and we'll prepare for the final battle, final assault, whatever it may be. However you guys decide to plan it out for next week. I look forward to what you come up with
Yes.
and what your plans are. Until then,
it's probably just beat him into shit, though.
probably. I mean, with the Lucas mindset and Mario just being very shrug, sure.
I mean, I don't
Probably.
feel very bad about beating the shit out of an anima user only because
They can take it.
they can take it and they have power, and with great power comes great responsibility.
I mean, we aren't beating up the anima user himself. We're beating up the anima, so it's
that
fine.
is true.
We just mentally exhaust them, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. So we'll
Actually, is that an option? Can we like attack their AP instead of their HP?
you can attack their AP. They'll basically, oh my god, it's so fat.
I like the top one. It's great.
I do like the top one. It's very cute. Not necessarily, but you can wear somebody down, much like you guys can run it. Realistically, if Kit is killed though, like if you take max damage,
I mean, the thing is that I would have to force him to use his lost AP, basically.
Effectively, yes. And now that he has,
I can't attack its AP.
Yeah. Now that he has 2 core enemy, you have no idea how much he has. So.
Yeah.
I'll let
like
you.
200 AP.
You have a week to think about it, basically. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pause there. And next week we will move into the final battle, and Kit will get an upgrade. He'll be even fatter and cuter than ever before. So will the Kit Cherub. And so you guys, actually, everyone's animals are kind of fat and cute in their own special way.
Their own special way.
Their own special way. We'll go ahead and leave on that note, and we'll catch you guys all next week.